shop with dignity, and find quality goods at prices they could afford. His 5 and 10 cent stores served millions and made him one of the wealthiest men in America. J.P. Morgan accumulated his vast fortune not through manipulation, but through organization. He saw that American industry needed capital and structure to grow. He organized railroads, steel companies, and banks in ways that served both investors and the public. His wealth was the natural compensation for the valuable service he provided in building the industrial foundation of America. When you affirm each morning that you attract wealth through service to others, you align yourself with this universal law. Your subconscious mind begins to attract opportunities to serve. You develop what I call a service consciousness, an awareness of how you can add value in every situation. This consciousness is magnetic. It draws people to you, opens doors that were previously closed, and creates possibilities where none existed before. The selfish person repels wealth because they violate the fundamental law of exchange. They try to get without giving, to reap without sowing, to withdraw without first making deposits. But the person with a service consciousness attracts wealth because they understand that giving precedes receiving, that sowing precedes reaping, that deposits must be made before withdrawals. This is not just good business. This is the fundamental operating principle of the universe. When you work with this principle instead of against it, success becomes not only possible, but inevitable.
Here in Kilocode, we can see how much the generation.
I transform every failure into a stepping stone. Listen carefully, for this principle will free you forever from the fear of failure that paralyzes most people. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. This is not mere consolation. This is proven fact, demonstrated by every person who has achieved lasting success. Abraham Lincoln failed in business at age 21. He was defeated for the legislature at 22. He failed again in business at 24. His sweetheart died when he was 26. He had a nervous breakdown at 27. He was defeated for Speaker at 29, defeated for Elector at 31, defeated for Congress at 34, defeated for Senate at 46, defeated for Vice President at 47, and defeated for Senate again at 49. At age 52, he became President of the United States and saved the Union. Every failure had been preparing him, strengthening him, teaching him the lessons he would need for his ultimate destiny. Thomas Edison's teachers said he was too stupid to learn anything. He was fired from his first 2 jobs for being unproductive. When he was inventing the light bulb, he failed over 10,000 times. A reporter asked him how it felt to fail so many times. Edison replied, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Each failure brought him closer to success because he understood that failure is nothing more than a stepping stone to achievement. R.U. Darby learned this lesson in the most dramatic way possible. He and his uncle discovered gold during the gold rush and invested everything they had in mining equipment. After extracting enough ore to pay for the machinery, the vein of gold disappeared. They drilled desperately but found nothing. Finally, they quit and sold the machinery to a junk dealer for a few $100s. The junk dealer hired a mining engineer who calculated that the vein would be found just 3 feet from where the Darbys had stopped drilling. The junk dealer extracted millions of dollars in gold from that mine. But Darby learned from this failure. He went into insurance sales and used the lesson of persistence to become one of the most successful insurance salesmen in America. Most people accept failure as final. They quit at the first sign of defeat. They interpret temporary setback as permanent disaster. But I tell you now, there is no such thing as permanent failure except for the person who accepts it as such. Every failure is temporary. Every defeat is educational. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, but only for those who refuse to quit. Your subconscious mind has the miraculous ability to transform any experience into an asset. When you affirm each morning that you transform every failure into a stepping stone, you program your mind to look for the lesson, the opportunity, the hidden benefit in every setback. You develop what I call failure immunity, the ability to bounce back quickly from any defeat and use it as fuel for your next success. Nature requires opposition to create strength. The tree that stands against the wind develops the deepest roots. The muscle that works against resistance grows the strongest. The person who overcomes the most failures develops the greatest capacity for success. When you understand this principle and apply it consistently, you stop fearing failure and start welcoming it as a teacher, a strengthener, a necessary step on the path to achievement. You realize that success is not the absence of failure, but the transformation of failure into wisdom, strength, and determination. I am building my success with patience and persistence. In this age of instant gratification, this principle has been all but forgotten. Yet it remains as true today as it was in the beginning. All enduring success is built gradually, methodically, persistently over time. There are no shortcuts, no magic formulas, no overnight transformations. Success is a building process, and like all building, it requires patience and persistence. James J. Hill spent 20 years building his railroad empire. For 2 decades, he laid track through wilderness, overcame countless obstacles, faced financial ruin repeatedly, and endured the mockery of those who called his project Hill's Folly. But Hill understood that great achievements require time to mature. He persisted when others would have quit, remained patient when others would have rushed, and continued building when others would have abandoned the project. The Great Northern Railway became one of the most successful transportation systems in America, and Hill became one of the wealthiest men of his era. The principle of compound returns applies not only to money but to personal development. Each day that you persist in your efforts, you add to your foundation. Each small improvement builds upon the last. Each lesson learned makes the next one easier. This compounding effect is invisible at first, which is why most people quit before they see results. But those who persist eventually reach the tipping point where all their accumulated efforts suddenly produce dramatic results. Marshall Field understood this principle. When the Great Chicago Fire destroyed his store, he faced a choice: quit or rebuild. Lesser men might have accepted defeat, but Field saw the fire not as an ending, but as an opportunity to build something better. He rebuilt with patience and persistence, creating not just a store, but a retail empire that bore his name for over a century. He often said, "The secret of success is to do common things uncommonly well." And this requires patience to master the details and persistence to maintain high standards. Impatience is the great destroyer of potential success. It causes people to abandon their efforts just before the breakthrough comes. It leads to poor decisions, rushed actions, and inevitable failure. The impatient person is like the farmer who plants seeds and then digs them up every day to see if they're growing. The patient person understands that there is a season for planting and a season for harvesting, and that one cannot be rushed into the other. Persistence is the quality that makes all other qualities effective. Without it, talent is wasted, education is meaningless, and opportunity is squandered. But with it, even ordinary ability can achieve extraordinary results. Calvin Coolidge was right when he said, "Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence." Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. Each morning, when you affirm that you are building your success with patience and persistence, you program your mind for the long game. You immunize yourself against the disease of instant gratification. You align yourself with the natural laws of growth and development. You join the ranks of those who understand that success is not a sprint, but a marathon. Not a single event, but a process. Not a destination, but a journey that requires patience for the distance and persistence to keep moving forward regardless of obstacles. My mind is closed to all negative influences. Your mind is like a garden that will grow whatever seeds are planted in it. If you allow others to plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, that is what will grow. But when you close your mind to negative influences and plant only seeds of faith, confidence, and possibility, you create a mental garden of success. The world is full of people who will tell you what you cannot do. They failed, so they believe you must fail. They quit, so they expect you to quit. They accepted limitation, so they try to impose limitation on you. Guglielmo Marconi faced this when he announced his idea for wireless communication. His friends were so convinced he had lost his mind that they tried to have him committed to an asylum. But Marconi had closed his mind to their negative influences. He persisted in his experiments, and today the entire world communicates wirelessly. Henry Ford faced a constant barrage of negative influences when he decided to build his automobile. Engineers proved it was impossible. Financial experts demonstrated he would go bankrupt. Even his father tried to discourage him, but Ford had developed the mental discipline to shut out all voices except the one inside him that said, "It can be done." He refused to let the doubts and fears of others poison his mind. The result was not just the Model T, but an entire industry that transformed the world. Negative thoughts are contagious. They spread from mind to mind like a disease. When you associate with negative people, when you listen to their complaints and criticisms, when you allow their fears to enter your consciousness, you become infected. Your own positive thoughts are overwhelmed, your faith is weakened, and your dreams begin to die. This is why you must guard your mental gates as carefully as you would guard your home against intruders. The technique of mental substitution is your defense against negative influences. You cannot simply resist negative thoughts, you must replace them with positive ones. When someone tells you it cannot be done, immediately recall examples of those who did it. When doubt tries to enter your mind, crowd it out with faith. When fear knocks at your door, answer with courage. This is not denial. This is the deliberate choice to focus on what empowers rather than what weakens. Your subconscious mind accepts whatever thoughts you allow to dominate your consciousness. It does not evaluate whether these thoughts are true or false,
Ô, Vitor, vai lá
helpful or
comprar
harmful.
teste lá.
It simply accepts and acts upon them. And this is why you must be
Esse
ruthlessly
negócio aí.
selective about what you allow into your mind. You must become a guardian at the gate, examining every thought, every influence, every suggestion, and allowing
E eu vou
entry
ver se você
only to
tem.
those that
Na hora que você
support your
receber, só
definite
tem um
chief
site de
aim.
datação pedir.
Each morning, when you declare that your mind is closed to
Vou dar
all
dia 15
negative
horas o cartão
influences,
emprestado.
you activate your mental immune system.
Eu
You
preciso
create a
pagar o streamer,
protective
preciso pagar
barrier
o
around your
Nepedo.
consciousness. You join the ranks of those who understand that we become what we think about, and therefore we must think only about what we wish to become. This is not optional for success, it is absolutely essential. The person who allows negative influences to dominate their thinking is defeated before they begin. I give thanks for this day and its opportunities. Gratitude is not merely a pleasant emotion, it is a magnetic force that attracts more of what you appreciate. This is a law of mind as reliable as any law of physics. What you focus on with emotion expands. When you focus on lack, you get more lack. When you focus on abundance, you get more abundance. Gratitude is the master key that shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. John D. Rockefeller began each day with thanksgiving, even when he was a struggling bookkeeper earning less than $1 a day. He gave thanks for his health, for his job, for his opportunities to learn and grow. This attitude of gratitude attracted to him the people and circumstances that helped him build Standard Oil. He often said that he owed his success not to his financial genius, but to his habit of appreciating what he had while working for more. The principle of appreciation works in all areas of life. What you appreciate appreciates. When you give thanks for your current blessings, however small, you create a mental atmosphere that attracts greater blessings. This is not wishful thinking. This is the practical application of mental law. Your subconscious mind is programmed to notice and attract more of whatever you focus on with emotion. Gratitude provides that emotion in its most powerful and positive form. Consider the alternative. Those who complain attract more to complain about. Those who criticize find more to criticize. Those who focus on problems discover more problems. They create a downward spiral of negativity that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. They prove themselves right about how difficult life is by creating more difficulty through their mental attitude. Andrew Carnegie understood this principle deeply. Despite his humble beginnings as a bobbin boy in a cotton factory, he maintained an attitude of gratitude that attracted helpful people throughout his life. He gave thanks for every person who taught him something, every opportunity to advance, every lesson learned from failure. This gratitude created a positive mental atmosphere that drew to him the men who would help him build his steel empire. When you speak this affirmation each morning with genuine feeling, you activate one of the most powerful forces in the universe. Your subconscious mind begins to scan your environment for opportunities you might otherwise miss. You develop what I call opportunity consciousness, the ability to recognize and capitalize on the possibilities that surround you every day. These opportunities were always there, but gratitude opens your eyes to see them. The ungrateful person lives in a prison of their own making. They are surrounded by blessings they cannot see, opportunities they cannot recognize, abundance they cannot access. But the grateful person lives in an ever-expanding universe of possibility. Each thing they appreciate leads to something else to appreciate. Each opportunity recognized leads to greater opportunities. Each blessing acknowledged attracts more blessings. This is the upward spiral of success, and it begins with the simple but powerful act of giving thanks. I act with decision and courage today. Indecision and procrastination have murdered more opportunities than all other causes combined. While you hesitate, life passes by. While you deliberate, others take action. While you wait for perfect conditions, those who act with imperfect conditions claim the prizes you desire. Successful people have one characteristic that distinguishes them from failures. They make decisions quickly and change them slowly. Napoleon Bonaparte attributed his military genius to one thing. I make decisions 2 hours before my generals think they need to be made. This gave him the advantage of initiative. While his enemies were still deliberating, he was already executing. While they were reacting to his last move, he was making his next one. The universe rewards action and punishes hesitation. This is a law as immutable as gravity. When you act, even imperfectly, you set forces in motion. You create momentum. You generate feedback that allows you to adjust your course. But when you hesitate, you create nothing but stagnation. You generate only regret. You attract nothing but missed opportunities. Hernan Cortez understood this principle when he landed in Mexico with 600 men to conquer an empire of millions. His first act was to burn his ships. This left his men with only two choices, victory or death. There was no possibility of retreat, no option for second thoughts, no room for hesitation. This decisive act transformed ordinary men into conquerors. They had to succeed because failure was no longer an option.
Tá começando o mês internacional dos gamers, um mês cheio de promoção em placa-mãe, processador, monitor, em periféricos e tudo mais que você vai precisar. Então corre lá e garante já o seu, terabyteshop.com.br.
A Pichau completou 18 anos. Chegou a Master Promo 18 anos, com até 60% de desconto. A promoção mais aguardada do ano, para quem quer montar o PC Gamer dos sonhos ou dar aquele upgrade top no seu setup. Então não perca tempo, venha aproveitar. Acesse agora pichau.com.br. A hora é agora.
Fear is the parent of indecision. You hesitate because you fear making the wrong choice. But here is the truth that will set you free. There are no wrong choices, only lessons. Every decision, even those that lead to temporary setback, provides valuable experience. The only truly wrong choice is no choice at all. The person who makes a decision and acts upon it, even if it proves incorrect, is infinitely better off than the person who makes no decision and remains stuck in place. Theodore Roosevelt built his entire life on the principle of decisive action. His motto was, "Do what you can with what you have where you are." He didn't wait for perfect conditions. He didn't hesitate until all risk was removed. He acted with the resources available, learned from the results, and adjusted his approach. This decisiveness carried him from a sickly child to President of the United States. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is action in the presence of fear. Every person who has achieved anything worthwhile has felt fear. The difference is that successful people feel the fear and act anyway. They understand that courage is like a muscle that grows stronger with use. Each time you act despite fear, you build your courage for the next challenge. Each decisive action makes the next one easier. When you affirm each morning that you act with decision and courage, you program your mind for action rather than hesitation. You prime yourself to recognize opportunities and seize them before they disappear. You join the ranks of the doers rather than the talkers, the actors rather than the reactors, the decisive rather than the doubtful. You align yourself with the force of initiative that moves the world forward and rewards those who dare to lead rather than follow. I am becoming the person I was meant to be. This final affirmation encompasses all the others, for success is not merely about achieving external goals, but about fulfilling your highest potential. Every person born into this world has unique gifts, talents, and capacities that are meant to be developed and expressed. Your life's true purpose is to become the fullest expression of who you are capable of being. Booker T. Washington was born into slavery, but he refused to let his circumstances define his destiny. He understood that within him lay the potential for greatness, regardless of external conditions. Each day, he worked not just on external achievements, but on developing himself. He educated himself, refined his character, and expanded his capabilities. He became one of the most influential educators and leaders of his time, not because circumstances favored him, but because he was committed to becoming who he was meant to be. The principle of growth is fundamental to all life. You are either growing or dying. There is no standing still. When you stop developing, stop learning, stop improving, you begin to deteriorate. But when you commit to continuous growth, you align yourself with the creative force of the universe. You become an ever-expanding expression of human potential. Benjamin Franklin understood this principle better than perhaps any American. He created a system of 13 virtues and worked on developing one each week. He examined himself daily, noting where he had fallen short and resolving to do better. This commitment to continuous self-improvement transformed him from a printer's apprentice into one of the most accomplished men in history: inventor, diplomat, philosopher, scientist, and founding father. Small daily improvements compound into dramatic transformation. You don't become the person you're meant to be through a single dramatic act, but through thousands of small acts of self-development. Each book you read, each skill you develop, each weakness you overcome, each strength you build contributes to your evolution. The person you are today is the result of all your yesterdays. The person you will be tomorrow is being created by what you do today. This phrase aligns your conscious and subconscious minds toward continuous evolution. When you declare each morning that you are becoming the person you were meant to be, you activate what I call the law of becoming. Your subconscious mind begins to reveal opportunities for growth. You attract teachers, books, experiences that help you develop. You find yourself making choices that support your evolution rather than your stagnation. Most people settle for far less than they are capable of becoming. They allow their environment to determine their development. They accept the limitations others place upon them. They stop growing when they leave school, stop learning when they get a job, stop evolving when they achieve a modest comfort. They die at 30 and are buried at 70, having spent 40 years as walking corpses of who they could have been. But you were not meant for mediocrity. Within you lies genius waiting to be awakened, greatness waiting to be expressed, potential waiting to be realized. The same life force that creates all miracles in nature flows through you. Your only task is to cooperate with this force, to remove the barriers of doubt and fear and limitation that prevent its full expression through you. When you speak this affirmation with deep feeling, you make a sacred commitment to your own evolution. You declare that you will not settle, will not stop, will not accept less than your highest potential. You join the ranks of those who understand that life is a journey of becoming, and that the joy is not in reaching some final destination, but in the continuous unfolding of your capabilities. You align yourself with the creative intention that brought you into existence, and you promise to honor that intention by becoming all that you were meant to be. Now, let me share with you the sacred ritual that will transform these 11 phrases from mere words into living forces in your life. This is not a casual practice to be done half-heartedly while you rush through your morning. This is a deliberate act of mental programming that requires your full presence and participation. Rise each morning at least 30 minutes before you must begin your daily activities. This time is not negotiable. If you are not willing to invest 30 minutes in your own transformation, then you are not serious about success. The men who built great fortunes and achieved lasting success all understood that the first hour of the day belongs to mental preparation. They would no more begin their day without this preparation than a warrior would enter battle without his weapons. Find a private place where you will not be disturbed. This is crucial. The subconscious mind requires concentration to receive new programming. Interruptions break the connection and weaken the effect. Lock the door if necessary. Inform your family that this time is sacred. Guard it as you would guard your most precious possession, for indeed it is. Stand before a mirror and look directly into your own eyes. This is important. The eyes are the windows of the soul, and when you speak to yourself while maintaining eye contact, you create a powerful circuit of communication between your conscious and subconscious minds. Many people find this uncomfortable at first because they have never truly looked at themselves. Persist through any discomfort. This direct communication with yourself is essential for transformation. Speak each phrase aloud with all the emotion and conviction you can summon. The words without feeling are dead. Your subconscious mind responds not to the words themselves, but to the emotional vibration behind them. When you say, "I am the master of my fate," feel the power of that truth surging through you. When you declare, "My definite chief aim guides my every action," see your goal as already achieved and feel the joy of accomplishment. This emotional intensity is what drives the words deep into your subconscious mind, where they can take root and grow.
Imagine poder criar o que quiser, só com o poder da imaginação. Conheça a Base 44, uma plataforma completa de criação com IA. Feita para qualquer pessoa com uma ideia e vontade de fazer acontecer. Você descreve o que quer e vê sua ideia tomar forma. Planeje, personalize e leve sua criação para onde quiser. De ferramentas feitas só para você, a plataformas prontas para atender milhares. De projetos pessoais a sistemas de nível empresarial. Tudo já vem.
Repeat each phrase 3 times before moving to the next. The first time, speak it to establish the thought. The second time, speak it with increased emotion to deepen the impression. The third time, speak it with absolute conviction as an established fact in your life. This repetition with increasing intensity creates the neural pathways that transform thought into habit, habit into character, and character into destiny. After speaking all 11 phrases, remain quiet for 5 minutes. This is the period of impression when your subconscious mind absorbs and begins to process what you have declared. Do not think of problems or plans during this time. Simply remain in a state of quiet expectancy, knowing that the seeds you have planted are already beginning to germinate in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. The transformation will not happen overnight. Your subconscious mind has been programmed by years of negative conditioning, and it requires at least 30 days of consistent practice to establish new patterns. Miss a single day during these first 30 days, and you must begin again. This is not punishment, but simple recognition of how the mind works. Consistency is essential for creating new neural pathways. After 30 days, the practice will begin to feel natural. After 60 days, you will notice changes in your thinking and behavior. After 90 days, others will begin to comment on the transformation they see in you. After 6 months of faithful practice, you will be a different person, not in your essential nature, but in your expression of that nature. You will have become someone who naturally thinks and acts in alignment with success. Many men have written to tell me of the miraculous changes this morning ritual has brought to their lives. A salesman who could barely earn enough to feed his family became the top producer in his company. A laborer who had accepted his station in life developed an invention that made him wealthy. A timid clerk transformed into a confident executive. These were not miracles in the supernatural sense, but the natural result of aligning the mind with the laws of success. Do not make the mistake of thinking this is too simple to be effective. The greatest truths are always simple. The problem is not in understanding them, but in applying them. Knowledge without application is worthless. The world is full of educated failures who know what to do, but don't do what they know. Don't be one of them. Begin tomorrow morning. Set your alarm 30 minutes earlier. Prepare your private space tonight. Write out the 11 phrases if necessary until you have them memorized. Your entire life has been leading you to this moment of decision. Will you continue as you have been, hoping that somehow things will change? Or will you take command of your own mind and create the change you desire? The choice is yours, but understand this. If you do not take control of your mental programming, others will program you for their purposes. If you do not design your own life plan, you will fall into someone else's plan, and guess what they have planned for you? Not much. I close with this final thought. You now possess the morning ritual that has transformed ordinary men into extraordinary achievers. You have the same 24 hours each day that Carnegie had, that Ford had, that Edison had. The only difference between you and them is how you use the first 30 minutes after you awaken. They use this time to program their minds for success. Will you? The chains that have bound you to mediocrity are already beginning to weaken. Tomorrow morning you will speak the words that will break them forever. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, know that you are about to embark on the greatest adventure of your life, the journey from who you are to who you were meant to be. The universe is waiting to respond to your new commands. Your subconscious mind is ready to receive new programming. Your future success is calling to you from tomorrow's dawn. Rise early. Speak boldly. Believe completely. Act decisively. Persist relentlessly. This is the way of those who transform their lives from failure to success, from poverty to riches, from nobody to somebody. You now know the secret. The only question that remains is, will you use it? The decision you make in the next 24 hours will determine the direction of the rest of your life. Choose wisely. Choose courageously. Choose success. Begin tomorrow morning with the 11 phrases that will change your life forever. I have given you the keys to the kingdom of achievement. Now it is up to you to use them.
Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
Yeah, you do a podcast like every fucking day, man?
Pretty much. This week, every day. But I was just on vacation.
How was vacation?
It was nice. Vacations are hard, because, like, even though I enjoy rest, I always feel like I shouldn't be. Always.
I get it.
Do you go on vacations?
No.
Never?
No. Nope.
For me, creatively, it's good. It's good to get a reset because I come back in guns blazing. Like I don't risk any mental burnout when I do it.
Well, I have resets, but my resets are like I call them aid stations, mental aid stations. So when you're going fucking hard and you grind all the fucking time, like everybody knows, you're 24 hours in a day. But when I'm in the shower, it's a mental aid station. I don't think about shit. I don't fucking think about people. I don't think about work. I don't think about running. I don't think about working out. When I'm in the car, another fucking mental aid station. When I'm fucking eating, mental aid station. So people eat and they work and all this other shit, man. So I can grind hard because a lot of times, man, I'm in mental fucking aid stations. Chilling.
So you have little mini vacations.
Mini vacations, man, all day long. All day long.
Do you feel now almost a responsibility to like stay at it all the time because so many people are watching and paying attention and drawing inspiration from you?
100%. I mean, like, I probably would have retired a long time ago, but I get these emails from people, and it's like they're living through me. Like, their strength comes through what they know I'm doing. So there's so many times I want to get up and say, oh, man, fuck it, man, I got mine, I'm good. And I'm like, fucking Tommy out there, motherfucker. Fucking Tommy talking
Tommy
about.
in his email.
Tommy talking about fucking,
he saved his life.
Man, I ran 10 miles last night because of you, man. I'm like, a lot of people can live off of that and they can fucking be good with that. And, a lot of motivational people come out here, man, and run their motherfucking mouths about shit. And I know they are not doing shit. They sit back and they're fucking like, they have their little brainstorming sessions about, oh, what should we say? What's gonna connect with people while they're sitting on their fucking ass? My brainstorming sessions is fucking out there in the fucking grip of life, fucking grinding. And that's what all my material comes from the suck. Every bit of it comes from the suck.
And that's the difference between there's like a whole industry now that's dedicated to trying to help people get motivated. And a lot of the people that are involved in that are very unqualified.
100%.
Because they're not really doing anything.
No.
There's so many people that haven't actually done anything, but they'll try to teach you how to get your life in order and how to get your mind right and develop that warrior mentality. I'm like, bitch, you don't have that.
Well, they're utilizing the weakness of the world right now.
Yeah.
The world's in a very bad place. So these people who are like con artists, they sit back and say, oh, I can come up with this. I can come up with this, and this right here can probably make me some money.
Yeah.
So they're in it for fucked up reasons.
There's just not a whole lot of people like you. I love that phrase, uncommon amongst uncommon men, because it's such a good phrase because it just shows you've been on this path for so long and you're grinding for so long, but you're also honest about there's moments where you don't want to fucking do this.
Oh.
Which is why it's so interesting because you do it.
Right.
You do it without any reservation. You just go through it.
Right.
But you always talk about, I don't want to fucking do this shit, but you always do it.
That's it.
But that's what people need to hear because they feel like that somewhere out there there's some superhuman person who never feels despair and doesn't have any there's no hesitation. So they feel like there's this person that's so different than them and so much stronger than them and doesn't ever have any procrastination. And you're like, that's not me.
No.
I love that phrase you told me once. He goes, sometimes I look at my fucking shoes for half an hour before I put those bitches on.
It's a true statement. But what I do, though, man, is I came with this thing called perform without purpose. And so many people, they need to have a 5K, a 10K. I need to have a course in front of me. I need to have something in front of me for me to get my fucking ass up and do some shit. And that used to be me. And nowadays, shit, for past 20-some years, I don't need fucking purpose. And people miss out on this, man. The purpose, we're all looking for this golden purpose. Is it this? Is it that? Is it making money? Is it my family? Motherfucker, the purpose is you. We forget that. Every fucking day I wake up and I don't want to do some fucking shit. I'm like, okay, man, do you want to be a bitch today? Do you want to feel like a little bitch? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't? So it's perform without purpose. You have to learn how to get up and do shit when you ain't got no fucking 5K, no 10K, nothing. Nothing exists. Your life fucking sucks. You're in the fucking dungeon. But guess what, motherfucker? I'm still going to get it. Because when that time comes, because the time is going to come, when that purpose is there, you'll be ready. But most of us fucking aren't ready because we don't know how to do without having the golden carrot in front of us.
Yeah.
And so you're all fucked.
There's also this thing where if you do it, once it's over, you get a break.
Oh.
Like that's what a 10K is. That's what a marathon is. I'm going to train for this marathon. And you're training, and you're training for that big day, but you're also recognizing when that marathon's over,
That's right. That's right. And as you get better at that moment, the moment becomes less and less. So my moments now are like, oh, I ran today. I went to the gym today. I did this and this today. I studied today. I have about 8 hours off. And those 8 hours are glorious to me. And every day you go back out and you start earning that. And every day you wake up, it sucks. And when it's over, you feel better. It sucks, you feel better. And as you get going, every step you take in that journey, as you're like, for me, I run every day. Fucking hate it. But every step I take, I'm like, all right, motherfucker, you're beating the demon again.
You run every day, but I don't think people understand how fucked up your knees are.
No,
like
they don't get it.
you run when you sent me that X-ray after your surgery, and I looked at what they did to your knee, and I looked at what it looks like,
Right.
what the actual bone on bone looks like, and
Right.
how it had distorted because there's no cushioning at all.
No.
And the doctor said to you, I can't even believe you could fucking walk on these knees.
Yeah.
Forget about run thousands of miles. So you're doing this every day in constant pain.
Right. Right.
What is it like?
Well, I don't suggest.
Explain your knees, first of all.
So, okay. So people think that my knees are bad from a lot of running, and they're wrong. I wasn't born healthy. I wasn't born with some great body alignment, some great, I have sickle cell. I have all kind of shit. I have all kind of health issues, all kind of, I'm fucked up. So I had a choice to make. And the choice was, growing up, okay, this hurts, that hurts. We can just sit down and do nothing. Or we can see how far we can push the human body. So on that journey, as I started getting more and more into my mind and start realizing that what I'm capable of doing, my mind got stronger. So the pain in my knees, while it sucked, I've been doing it for so long. It was like it became my new norm. Like, okay, my knees hurt. Fuck it. Stop. And I call it like stop feeling sorry for yourself. But you sometimes have to ignore your feelings.
I'm gonna send Jamie a picture of your knee.
Oh no, dude! I think Jamie has some.
Do you have a picture of his knee, Jamie? Did I ever send it to you, Jamie? I have it here. Hold on. Let me just. But keep going.
No, so it's like, for me, I made a decision, and my decision was to be the best person I could. And I basically, a lot of mornings I wake up and say, fuck your feelings. And that doesn't mean like, don't take it literally, fuck your feelings. But sometimes you have to go beyond what you're feeling. And my knees were fucked, but guess what? I wanted to run. And I knew that, okay, you can get knee replacements, this and that. Like I said, it wasn't because I ran too much. People always want to say, oh, man, you ran so much so you fucked up your body. You don't want to be like David Goggins. I hear it all the time. You don't want to be like David Goggins. But
so there's your knee.
Yeah, there it is.
First
so that's
of all,
the plate.
look at the fact that there's zero space between those bones.
Yes, sir.
From the top, from your tibia to your femur, there's zero space. It's just kneecap covering two bones that are rubbing against each other. And so this was after surgery where they had to cut your knee, slice your shin like in half, and then take a chunk out of it because it had deformed so much from you running with bone on bone that it was starting to like swell out in one direction.
Right.
And it was changing the alignment of your leg.
Right. And this happened back in 2000. 2001, I was going through buds. So this happened for a long. This right here has been going on for a long time. So, and it got to a point where it's like, okay, I'm done, and that's the plate that's in there right now. So as you see the wedge, that part right there in the bone that's opened up.
Yeah.
So they had to cut it, realign it, and then now the alignment's better. But this is now about 17 months ago, 17, 18 months ago when this happened. So
couldn't they get some screws that fit? Go back to that real quick.
With those real long.
that one sticks right out of the fucking bone. Hey, cut that shit off.
Yeah, file that shit down.
Is that thing sticking into your leg?
No, I don't. Well, I feel the plate every single time I move.
Yeah.
So every time, because it's like connected to the hamstring. So whenever I move, that plate is very irritating. So every step, even like when I walk, when I run, it's this very irritating thing. And then you gotta wait for so long for that leg to start getting back into place. And if you see that other picture I sent of the foam, my foam leg that I put my hand in, I think Jennifer sent it to you, Jamie, with the foam leg. You'll see this in a second. This is fucked up. So like the swelling in that leg was fucking nuts.
Oh, when you had edema?
Yeah.
You showed it to me in Vegas.
Yeah.
You were sticking your thumb into your
I
shin.
grabbed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty nuts. But once again, it's just things I was willing to endure to get. Yeah, that's it right there.
So that's just all post-surgery swelling.
Yeah.
So when the doctor said this to you, and he said, "Look, this is how fucked up your knee is."
Mm-hmm.
Did he say you need a replacement? What was he saying?
Basically, I had two options. So I went to the first guy, had the surgery done. That's in the book. I talked about that. But then the second guy, so after the first surgery, I was done.
So this is the first surgery after buds?
No, so this is like back in looking at 2000. So me and Cameron, this is recently. So I didn't have any surgery going through buds.
Really?
I didn't have any surgery at all. So I went through in 2001. I fucked it. 2000, 2001, whatever it was. I messed up my leg real bad in Hell Week. Kept on going on it. Just kept on going.
What did you do to it in Hell Week?
It was like I fucked it up somehow, like running or whatever. I have it in Can't Hurt Me. But it was, I think the boat, I fell, it twisted. But over a period of time, it got worse and worse and worse. So I was getting like Toradol shots every day. And then it just got worse. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm good. So I kept going on it. So it kind of healed all fucked up. So it just kept going, kept going, kept going. Years later, it kept going on it. So I stopped squatting. So it became like, okay, my knee's fucked up, my alignment's messed up, my hips are messed up, I can't squat. So, but I can still run. So, okay, started running. Because running doesn't require you to bend down and shit. So I'm running a lot. And it got to 20 years later, pretty much. And it was 2020. Or I want to get this right. Cameron Haynes came down. We went for a 20-mile run. My knees were fucked up for like 10 years. Long story short, it was like, okay, man, I got to get this thing looked at. So when it got looked at, the doc was like, oh, we can go in there and just do a quick little fucking, cleanup job. And the cleanup job went so quick. Guy was breaking tools and shit, fucking up, like literally broke tools. And I have it in there. He was breaking tools.
I talked to him.
I know.
He told me your meniscus was the hardest meniscus he's ever experienced in his life. He's like, dude, he goes, I didn't know that meniscus could get that way. He goes, like, he's not human. He goes, when I was cutting into meniscus, it broke the scalpel.
Yep, Wolf's Law syndrome, he said. Wolf's Law something.
Yeah, he said, normally when you cut into meniscus, it just slices right through like butter. He's like, I couldn't cut it.
Yeah, mine went butter. Mine went butter. So all those motherfuckers who think I'm putting them 100-mile weeks, go fuck yourself, bitch. You don't get no shit like that, baby, by sitting on the fucking couch.
No, I mean, that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Like, you've hardened your meniscus just through constant pressure and pounding.
Yeah.
So he went in there to clean it up, and then what happened?
So basically, that little meniscus, that whatever the fuck was in there, so my alignment was so bad, the only thing that was keeping me able to do anything was that little fucked up, messed up meniscus. It was all jarred up and jacked up, but the second that thing got out, dude, it was like have you seen Star Wars, those storm things, those big fucking things that, what are they called, they have wobbly legs and they hit like logs.
The robot things?
Yeah, the robot things. That's how my leg was. it had nothing. It was just like a little dangling fucking like so from my knee down, the shin, the tib, fib, it just dangled. Like there was nothing. And I was like, okay, man, this
So it was
is
worse after the cleanup.
much worse. Like I was done. I went from running 200 miles to I did 240-mile race in 2020, October 2020. It was Moab. Went out there, got second place, 62 hours. Knee was fucked up, getting it drained before the fucking race, but I still ran 240 miles. Literally, 5 or 6 days before the race, I'm getting it drained. And it was a baseball size fucking, it's called a baker's assist. So they drained it, and I went in there and did the race. Finished it, and I was like, okay, here we go. Went on to do some more races. I did like another 200-miler, did a couple more races, and then, like I said, Cam came down. Right after that, I went and got this surgery done. And I went from running every day to now I have some fucking legs that just dangles. And after that surgery, it just fucking dangled. And I was like, okay, man, I'm fucked.
And it's just from that little piece of meniscus.
Just that little piece of meniscus. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, man, this doesn't make any sense to me. There's something fucked. I don't understand why I can't put any pressure on my leg. The amount of blood they were taking out was unbelievable. So there's the blood right there.
Jesus Christ.
That's the blood, dude.
Oh my God! It's 1, 2, 3, 4,
And you
5,
see the black
6.
blood?
Yeah.
That is deoxygenated blood. So whatever was going on, whatever the fuck was going on.
That's why it looks different colors. So the red blood is the blood that has oxygen.
That's right.
And that was just like coagulated, just
Yes.
fucked up blood.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah. So after surgery, I'm like 7 days out or whatever the fuck it was. And once again, I don't know the exact times, but I have them in the book. I have everything fucking dialed in. I went back and I was like, man, I'm fucked up. I mean, it's a simple meniscus surgery, man. Like people go back a week later. They're playing 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops. I'm like, man, I'm never gonna fucking run again. I'm gonna walk with a fucking limp. So I'm going back. I'm getting fucking like literally getting my knee drained every week, getting PRP. I'm like, man, but in the back of my mind, I know how far I can push myself. I know my body so fucking well, so well. And I'm like, this is wrong. I go, I'm never gonna run again. I'm never gonna run again. And I walk with a limp. So this went on for about six months. So I had the surgery done in February. It was February, March, April, May, June. About 4 months. 4 months after the surgery, 4 or 5 months. I'm like, hey Jennifer, I gotta find another, somebody else to look at my fucking knee. So I try to keep my shit together. But imagine when you go from every day of your fucking life grinding, and you go to nothing. Like literally, like 90-minute surgery, done.
That's crazy that it was just a little meniscus scope.
90-minute surgery, done. And I was like, okay, man, this is anyway. So I found this guy named Dr. Gamal out of New York, and we fly there. But I'm like, he can't fix this, man, because I knew it was a lot more than knees. It was all kind of this fucked up body shit. And I walk in the office, and he decides to see me and Jennifer in there. Jennifer's happy. She's happy as shit. It's like, oh my God, man, this guy's gonna be able to get you a fucking meniscus replacement. He was all kind of guru'd out. But I'm a realist, bro. I will push myself and I will go as far as I can. But I also am a realist. I also knew in the back of my mind, I'm not gonna try to ruin your fucking party, Jennifer. This is what I'm saying myself. But this shit's done. It's over. So, but I went just to pretty much appease her and just see, is there anything left. So I walk in the office and the doc's like, yeah, I'm looking at your x-rays. And that's the doctor who's like, I don't know how. This is when Dr. Gamal, look him up, world-renowned motherfucker, dude. And when this guy looked at me, straight-faced, he said, man, I don't know how you did anything with those knees. Anything, let alone run 200 miles back-to-back, 240 miles, where the fuck you did. I don't know how you did it. And so I'm like, okay, whatever. Can we get it fixed? And he didn't want to get there because he knew I was fucked. He's like, no, we can maybe, try an unloader brace. Maybe an unloader brace will help you out. And I was
What's
like,
an unloader brace?
So basically, my knee went in on the meniscus side, on the inside. So it was like jamming on the inside. So this brace kind of helps realign the knee a little bit. So then you cannot have so much pressure on the inside of your leg. So that's it right there.
On one side.
Yeah, so basically, I'm like, man, okay, I'm not so this is all you have for me? I'm like, you can't do shit for me? And he was like, no. And he was walking out of the office, and he could tell. I was like, I wasn't too fucked up, but I was like, because I kind of was preparing myself for the next part of my journey. I don't like to lay in my shit too long. I give myself a couple of minutes to say, okay, motherfucker, we got man to fuck up. We got to get back in this fucking, like, what's next? Let's go see, let's go back to college. Let's do something, because you're running and your athletic career's done. So he got to the door, he opened it, and as he was shouldered out the motherfucking door. And I'm looking at Jennifer, I'm like, well, we'll go back to fucking, go back to Nevada and fucking start again. And he was like, try the unloader brace out, and there's one more thing we could possibly do for you. And I'm like, motherfucker, like, get your little monkey fucking ass back in here, bro. Like, what is it? Like, what the fuck's going on? So he was like, yeah, there's this surgery called HTO. And he was like, you can go in, we can fucking, pretty much break your tibia. It's called high tibia osteotomy. They go in and they break your tibia. They like slice into it, and they wedge it to the point where they realign your leg back up. It's a very painful surgery. It's very painful afterwards. Painful as fuck afterwards. And they put that plate, the plate you saw, back on, and then your leg is, so your knee is still where it was, because this doesn't get fixed. So it takes several months for that knee to start working its way back into where that alignment is. So now my leg is just now, so here it is.
See it on the image.
Yeah.
So they take a slice out of it because it's deformed.
Yep.
And that slice lowers the part that's deformed and tries to make it a more natural shape. But you're still dealing with bone on bone. So you're still dealing with the pain of arthritis, essentially. Because do you have any cartilage in your knees?
Not much. Not much at all, if any. So the thing about it takes that pressure off of that. So it was complete bone on bone.
Right.
What that surgery does is it takes it over to the lateral side. So on the outside. So I have a nice meniscus over there. That thing wasn't touched for years, because how I was born, all the pressure was on the my medial meniscus.
So your knee had been misaligned your whole life?
The whole life. That's that's my whole life has been fucked up. So my meniscus on my lateral side is pristine. So now the way he did it is that all of my pressure is going on to that pristine meniscus.
Okay.
So now it's all about getting that leg back aligned, which is taking forever.
And it's still not aligned?
It's getting there.
It's getting there.
Yeah, it's getting there. Because mine was so fucked up.
Can they do a meniscus replacement on you?
No. So that's what I wanted to get done. But if your knee is so far gone, like mine was, there was no option for that.
Why is that?
Because my knee was so far gone. So it was like, when you put that meniscus in there, however it works, he said, it wouldn't have taken it. Like, basically, yeah, we would have taken it, but it would have fucking destroyed it, because your knee is so fucked up. So this was the only option for me.
Don't they make like an artificial meniscus now as well?
Yep. And this is what this guy really specializes in. So he's like the guy to go. Yep. The only option for this.
What does an artificial meniscus consist of?
I guess it's just, I have no idea. I'm not even going to get into that shit.
See if we can find out what that is, because I got some fucked up knees too. Not like yours, though. If I ever think about complaining, I'll look at yours.
Yes, sir.
It's here, world's first artificial meniscus available in Israel.
And there you go, Andreas Gamal.
Yeah, there he is. And so it looks like some sort of a clear gel-looking stuff, and which is, the meniscus is just a cushioning in between the two bones and the cartilage. And this is, oh, look at that.
Yep.
But they can't do that to you?
No, you have to be a good candidate for that. So your knee has to be in a certain condition, and mine was not in that condition. It was.
If you were a candidate for that, would they be able to do it and you'd be able to run, or is that just like to move around and walk?
From what I read about, you can run, you can do everything you want to do, but sometimes if you do a lot, it wears it out. So
you could get a new one.
Get a new one. Yeah.
Well, that's not that bad.
It's not that bad, man.
For you, it doesn't work.
No, because basically it wouldn't even work for me because my knee was gone.
But the way he reshaped it, wouldn't that correct? I mean, he kind of like changed your alignment of your knee and made it more normal, right?
I think he made it more normal, but from what I understand, if you put that in there, structurally, like structure wise, what makes it more normal is the surgery he did.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, there's no bone on bone for me. So there's no need for that meniscus at all. So a lot of people get their meniscus taken out if you have the right alignment and your body can do what it's supposed to do.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you get your meniscus taken out, you're just cartilage on cartilage?
If you know Dwayne Wade,
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne basketball player,
Yeah.
I believe Dwayne Wade played years, if I'm correct, with no meniscus. Yeah. I think in both his knees.
Jesus.
Yeah, years. He ended up having like really bad knee problems, but his meniscus was messed up. Back in the day, they used to take it out. So if you look here,
Here it is.
Got it when I was in college.
Wow. Surgery to remove the meniscus in his left knee 11 years ago while he was at Marquette led to ongoing knee problems he's had with Miami Heat.
I'm so glad that you have this fucking thing to pull up, Jamie, because I would be talking out my ass half the damn time.
That's what I do.
Man, you fucking square me away, bro.
Knees are a problem, man.
Yeah.
And the fact that you require your knees to do what you do, like your whole thing is endurance athlete.
Right.
And to be an endurance athlete, you got to be able to move your legs.
You gotta be able to move them. But what I like about, and this was like literally a trained skill for me, was I'm always preparing for like not being a bitch. Like a lot of people get to a point, like for instance, like if Jennifer can't do something, like if she can't go for a run or whatever, just like because something's wrong, like some simple shit, it's gonna bother her. I got to a point in my life where I realized this is life. And so I move on past things real quick. So people are like, oh my God, what are you gonna do, David, if you can't run? Motherfucker, I'll swim. Or I'll go to college, or I'll do something else. This isn't my life. So I'm very aware how quick life can take shit from you, and I've always prepared my mind for the next chapter. And what happened with me was I started this thing called front loading. So when I was young, I used to be a little piece of shit, like fucking, oh, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I can't do that. But the second I got my head out of my ass, and I realized, man, you can achieve a lot of shit if you get off your ass and you start moving and you start motivating yourself. Start becoming a self-motivator. So I started front loading. And front loading is people are like, man, you've done so much by 47 because I don't know what tomorrow is going to bring me. So my military resume is fat. I fucking did a lot in the military. I did a lot outside the military. I've made money. I've done almost every race out there, hard race in the world. I've broken pull-up records. I've done a lot of shit. So when these bad times come, and also not like only that, like work your ass off so you can enjoy. Yeah, you're taking a shot. You may not live to be old, but what if you do? And you worked your ass off when you were able, and you were able to fucking get up early, able to grind. If you front load it properly, the back half of your fucking life is money. And that's what I did. The second I realized that, man, you are a piece of shit. We got to get going. Because at 47, man, you're not going to be able to do any of this shit. 50, whatever you are. So I front loaded. So all these bad things have happened to me. I sit back and go, man, how are you handling this so well? Motherfucker, I've done it. I front loaded. I have the money I need. I have the success I need. I have the fucking the determination, the willpower, and also the pride in myself. So when I wake up every morning, I know who the fuck I am. I front loaded perfectly. So I don't care what's taken from me.
But it's got to be a strange position to be in where your body is your medium. The body is the vehicle for you to express yourself.
Right.
And your body's breaking down.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that they consider doing knee replacements on you too.
Yep.
And what was that conversation like?
It was very basic, man. It's like, hey, you're not gonna be able to do some of the shit that you've done, even though obviously people are. But that was the conversation. And I know it sounds weird. It was totally fine with me. It was fine because dude, people don't understand. This wasn't like a part-time job. Man, when you've done what like Kobe Bryant. When Kobe fucking retired that last game, he like 60 points or some shit. He walked off the court. He didn't fucking cry. He said, oh my God, I'm gonna miss the sport. What the fuck? He walked off. He gave everything he could. Man, when you fucking give what I've given, and motherfuckers like to say, oh, fuck you. You don't fucking know shit. Which makes me who I am. I've given everything. People make, oh, you ran on fucked up knees. You taped your feet up. You did blah, blah. You had 2 heart surgeries. You kept on going. Yep. Sure did. I had somewhere to fucking go. I had somewhere to fucking go, and I got there. And buddy, when motherfuckers tell you you can take a break now, hey, you're fucked up. As long as my knees are halfway working, I got to run. You telling me, man, maybe a chance I can't run no more? You give me an excuse to fucking not do shit, but as long as I have no excuse, I gotta do it. But I was happy where I was. I gave everything. I gave everything to who I am, and that's why people. Oh, I don't believe that. Don't believe it. I gave everything, and when you give everything, man, you have no regret. People didn't understand me. People don't understand me now. I don't give a fuck. I know exactly what I was doing. I'm not a masochist. I'm not crazy. I'm not this and that. People try to title me and label me. No, I had something to fucking do.
Well, the way I describe it to people when people ask me, like, why does he do all these things? Like, what is it? What is the motivation here? I go, he's on a mental journey that very few people have ever been on. Because what people don't understand you, or they misunderstand you, or they purposely misinterpret the way you're living your life. You're trying to understand your mind in a way that very few human beings ever get to understand their mind, because you're taking your mind into these terrible, dark places all the time, and you're trying to pull things out of that. You're trying to learn things about yourself and about your potential from that.
That's exactly it.
And that's what people don't understand.
I studied the darkness. You find no fucking answers in the light. None. It's too happy. It's too nice. And we don't need to be taught how to live in happiness. That just comes naturally to us. Happy moments, but the dark times, man, you can't get there unless you put yourself there. Life will take you there. But when you get into those dark moments, that's why people, how are you able, man, I couldn't fucking read and write till I was a junior in high school. How are you able to write like this, man? Motherfucker, I go to such places in my mind and I study the darkness. Like, it's not just physical. When I was growing up and I saw my mom getting beat and I got beat, and I was some stuttering little black kid in an all-white school, and I'm on stage and I got to say one fucking line in front of fucking 15 people, and I walk off stage kind of fucking stutter. All those insecurities and all those fucking things, man. I used to go home and fucking cry. I'm like, my God, man, I'm fucked up. I'm just all fucked up. Hang on, man. As I got older, we got to study this shit, man. The only way we're going to fucking get through this is if we study it. So every time I'm in a dark moment and life's fucked up around me, whether it be physical or just life, I get in it, man, with a fucking pen and paper. I'm like, okay, this fucking sucks. I can feel like I'm fucking losing my shit, but let's fucking study this. Let's come out of this motherfucker a genius. You know, I studied the black matter of the mind. The dark matter, you know, like fucking Stephen Hawking. That's fucking his name. I said it right. That motherfucker studied the space and shit.
Yeah.
That's where I consider myself, man. You know, I was on a journey, just like you said. I mean, you couldn't have said it any better. And so many people get it wrong. I don't give a fuck, man. You can't, for me, I cannot help people. There's a lot of cookie cutter shit out here in this world. Oh, discipline, wake up early, take a cold shower, fuck this, fuck that, whatever. It's all fucking bullshit. It's not. But what they don't teach you within the cookie cutter is like our minds are like a fucking garage. And the garage, if you open a garage and it's all cluttered up, it's all fucked up, you can't put your car in there. You got fucking boats and you got fucking kids' toys and shit everywhere. But if you organize that fucking garage and you put everything in its rightful spot, you can put that car in there. You can put two cars in there. You can put bikes in there. And that's like with the mind. People talk about discipline and fucking determination and fucking, you know, repetitions and all this shit. Consistency. Why people fall off the wagon so often is because their mind is full of shit. There's no room in that mind for discipline. There's no room for consistency. They may do it once or twice, but then the mind takes over and that cluttered fucking garage comes in, and then it's like a circuit breaker, man. The circuit breaker just overloads and it fucking sparks. And our minds, that's our mind, man. It's like a fucking circuit breaker that has so much shit in it, you keep on loading it, you can't put any more into it. So I talk about it in there, man, so much about clearing space in your fucking mind so then you have room for all those discipline, waking up early, taking those, because they do mean something. But we don't get to that fucking dark matter that is keeping you from clearing out that mental garage.
That's a good way to put it. Because that is the mind of most people is filled with stuff that they have to move around to get to what they want, and it's constantly piling up, and there's shit unorganized and
organized mind, man. You're looking at fucking. I got to take care of the kids. The kids' schedule's all fucked up. My husband, my wife. You know, I'm going by McDonald's to get this, and I'm rushing my schedule. Everything's just fucked.
I wish I was doing this, but I'm doing that.
That's it.
And that and this. And I want a raise, but I can't get one.
That's it.
My boss is an asshole.
Where's greatness in that, man?
Yeah.
You can't fit discipline into that. You can't fit structure. You can't fit consistency. You can't fit the grind. And then when you try, it just gets fucking it gets fucking overrun by the fucking clutter in your fucked up mental garage.
When you are in these dark places and you're gathering up these lessons, how difficult is it to try to bring that back and convey it to people when you're not in that space? Like when you're in that space, when you're in the Moab 240 and you're going uphill and you're in the middle of it's just deep suck.
Right.
How do you convey where that mental fortitude comes from? How do you bring that back? It's almost like you've got something you can't even hold in your hand,
right,
and you want to show it to people.
I take snapshots. So every time I'm in a bad situation, like, I study it. And that's the only reason I do half the shit I do is I'm studying this shit, because I know that I never thought I was going to be writing books and trying to help people get better. But I was always trying to do it because I knew I sucked. And so when you know you're trying to get somewhere, you know you suck, you know that you believe that you're a born loser, you are taking snapshots, man. Like, you see something on your phone, like, oh man, I'm going to take a fucking snapshot of that, or how you do the little picture shit so you can save it on your phone. I do that in my mind. So when I get in these moments where I'm like, fucking, okay, wow, that's some fucking good knowledge right there, man. I snapshot it because I know that I can use that later. I can use this because I'm not out there most people, they go out and they run and they go out and they do, and they're like, oh, this is beautiful. Look at the fucking mountains and the shit and all this bullshit. No, I don't like it. My body hurts. I'm hurting. How do we get through this? And it's a lab. It's my mental lab. And so when I come home, I'm not forgetting it. And the second, like every day I get done running, or every day I get through working, or every day I get through studying, whatever it is that brings me to that place of knowledge, I come home and that book was mostly written on a scratch piece of paper in hand. So I come home from running and I write everything out. I write everything out, all those things. And as I'm running, I'm talking about it. So all these things that pop in my head as I continue to run, I'm going through it. I'm starting to layer it down. I'm starting to break it down into, okay, that happened. Okay, now let's layer this. Because that's just not how it happened. It just didn't happen that way. What led up to this? And so it becomes me by myself in school. I'm literally going to school right now and I'm learning. So when I come home, I write it out. And then I'm able to write out and I'm able to think about it and say, okay, oh, this is good shit. This will help me later on. And then it becomes what it is now.
And when you try to convey it to people, what do you when you're writing it out and when you're talking about it, what are you thinking? Are you thinking that this is going to get into someone's mind and this is going to help them motivate themselves? Or are you just trying to express yourself and let them do with it what they can?
I'm them.
You're them.
I'm them. And the fucked up thing about me, why I'm able to do it the way I'm able to do it, I'm not above them. I was never above them. A lot of people write where they are. They write where they are. Oh, yeah, like fucking you right now writing. You have a good life, man. You have a fucking good life. I don't write from that place. I write from the place that I am, the place that created who I am. I go back to that place. I call it going back to scratch. I can't write about David Goggins. Now, David Goggins now is a success. People want to get to feel whatever success is for them. They want to feel that. So I can't write it here at David Goggins successful. I must write at David Goggins fucking, man, I don't feel good about myself. And every day I go through that journey. So that's where it comes from. It comes from scratch. All that shit, all my knowledge comes from going back to where the real growth growth doesn't happen. When you make it so far in life, you make it so high up, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to be, there's no more growth. There's small growth. But you remember back when you fucking tried to become Joe Rogan you are now, how much growth was in that? Tons of growth. Learning, lessons learned. So I always revisit. That's why I'm a fucking wildland firefighter now. Why I'm a fucking smoke jumper. I don't need to do that shit at all. But I don't learn anything from where I'm at now. There's no knowledge up here. The knowledge is down there in the fucking muck. So that's where I write. That's where I go back. That's where I learn. I always go back to school. I always go back to the basics. I always go back to first grade.
And how much of that is tied to doing things physically, though? There's like there's a certain kind of physical struggle that you go through, particularly with what you excel at, which is endurance athlete work. When there's a mental and physical thing that happens when the two of them are together. That doesn't happen in anything else. Like you can do hard work, hard mental work, and it's very difficult. And I'm sure you can learn a lot from that.
Right.
But it doesn't have the physical pain that comes with the suck of endurance work.
Yes. There's nothing in the world that I'm able to get. Let's say that Moab 240 I was in, 62 hours. Fucking sucked. It's just
with blown out knees.
Literally, a few days before the race, I'm getting drained. Before the race, so that's in your fucking mind, man. Like it ain't like, oh, I show up to start like, oh, this is fucking great. I'm gonna fucking have a good time out here. No, I'm thinking, all right, I just have my fucking knees drained. Like I'm in pain at mile zero. And that's in your brain. I have 240 miles of fucking ahead of me. And there's nothing in life. This is why I love endurance sports so much. I love it and I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship. 62 hours, I equate that to fucking 7 years of life. You can't get that, man. So what I know that Ultra does for me is it packs in. I can't live several lifetimes. I can't. Because the knowledge I need to gain for this life I live in today, I need 2 or 3 or 4 lifetimes to be where I want to go. Ultra gives it to me in fucking high definition real fast. 62 hours, you go out there fucking suffer, you come back, oh, that was 62 hours. I gained 7 fucking years of knowledge. The ups and downs, the pain, the suffering, you learn how to chunk this shit down. Like, oh my God, man, I'm at mile 100. How the fuck am I gonna get to mile 118? Everything becomes, you start to learn life out there. And you learn so much in such a condensed period of time. And nothing in the world can do it like pushing yourself to the absolute limit. I call it like, so people have talent. People have a lot of talent. And this is going beyond your talent. So when there's no more talent, what happens to you? Most people quit. People only go to their talent level. And once their talent level is gone, it becomes a mental game. That the whole mental game sets in then. And most people can only perform to their talent. And they realize, man, why am I always messing up right here? Why is this like my big hurdle? It's because you're performing to your talent. And then after that, your mind has nothing for you. Nothing for you. I see fighters, I see runners, I see people who they're great, but they get to the edge of their talent. It's like, fuck, man, what's up? Because you're now at the point now where your talent ain't gonna do shit for you, my friend. Now it's the mental game. And that's where people get lost in life, get lost in that next level. And that next level is found for me in the things that I do. I'm just misunderstood.
That's a giant problem with fighters.
Yep.
There's many fighters that
it's a talent problem.
Elite level in the gym. But when they get tired, and when they get pushed, and when they get into that, when the world starts narrowing and the walls start closing in and they can't see peripherally anymore, and they're exhausted and they start making mistakes. So all of their understanding of what to do next gets clouded. because they're thinking about quitting. They're thinking about being exhausted. When am I going to get a break?
Yep.
How much do I have left in the tank?
Mhm.
Can I even push forward here, or will I gas out and risk getting stopped?
And that is exactly what you said goes on into the human mind
Yeah.
when you have a talent problem.
Yeah.
It's exactly what goes on in your mind. So how are you going to fucking defeat that, bro? You're sitting there getting beat the fuck down by a motherfucker that's on you. Fucking just throwing you down, takedown, 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 hitting the face, hitting the face. And all that's going through your mind is what you just fucking said. There's no positivity in that. But when you train the mind the way I train mine, fucking ready, man. Fucking ready. Because, first of all, I didn't have much talent. So I had to train one fucking thing. You better train your fucking mind. Because my talents can run out way early. When shit got hard for me back in the day, bro, I'm done. I'm out. See ya. Okay. I got to invent a motherfucker that can. So I invented Goggins. I invented a motherfucker that realized we're not good enough. But Goggins realizes we're mentally strong as fuck. And we're going to outstrength these motherfuckers in the mind.
There's a big there's an understanding in fighting that sometimes talent is a curse, because some people are very talented and they just don't work as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Khabib Nurmagomedov talks about that,
Right.
and he's one of the greatest mixed martial arts fighters of all time.
For sure.
One of the rare guys to retire undefeated. But he's like, talented guys don't work hard enough.
No.
He's like, talented guys, the problem with talented guys is they can get by early. They're like faster than people. Maybe
Yep.
they just have a better understanding or better coordination. Some people just, you know, we're not even. Like, people are not even in their abilities when it comes to sports. Some people are just very gifted.
Yes.
But gifted fighters in particular, there's something about it where a lot of them never realize their full potential.
No.
Because they don't develop that mental game that you're talking about.
Mhm.
They don't have to.
No.
Because they could piece people up on the outside. They win fights easy. They stop a bunch of people in the first round. They
Yep.
look like a hero. But then when someone comes along that can survive that first round and then start dragging them into hell,
That's right. Oh.
then you see.
And that's what you said. When you drag a motherfucker into hell who's a demon,
Yeah.
you're in the long race. And they're hard. People with a talent problem who are so talented, they're hard to train. They're hard to push. If you're their coach and you're trying to get them to see that we got to get you past this talent problem, we got to get you to the point where you're into that mental zone. Okay, we got to get you way past your talent. And it's hard for coaches to take these fighters or whoever past their talent. And on the other side of that is where they gain true levels. The levels beyond talent, that's where it really is. Because if you're able to take a motherfucker down to the deep end, while a motherfucker's just putting his toe in, feeling the water and shit, if a motherfucker's in the deep end, he's able to take you down there and he's mentally strong, it's over. It's over, man. Because they live in the deep end. They live in it, man. They thrive in it.
It's almost like you have to have the ability to go to the deep end no matter whether or not you'll ever go there.
Right. Yes.
And some people are like, well, I'm never going to go to the deep end.
Mm-hmm.
But you should be able to.
Yes. 100%. You have to be trained to do it. You have to be trained for it. For when that time comes, you're like, okay, I'm deep in qualified.
Yeah.
I am deep in fucking qualified. I got my fucking deep in certification.
But you know what's interesting about this book is you talk about how there was moments, even though you're clearly deep end qualified, clearly deep end certified.
Yes, sir.
You took some time and you hadn't been a deep end for a while and you're kind of a part-time savage now.
That's right.
This is kind of bullshit. And you're recognizing it in yourself. Even though you know your ability, you know your history,
Yep.
you know what you've been capable of doing in the past, you're like, but I haven't been there.
Nope.
I haven't been there in a while. And you had to go back.
What's funny about that part-time savage thing in there, man, where I fucking totally dogged myself, because it's the truth. All this became nice. Waking up, motherfucker,
Success.
bacon and eggs, motherfucker, fuck protein shake, early morning shit. And I stopped having those hard conversations with myself. Boy, my whole life. That's why motherfuckers hate my ass, boy. Because I'm hard on me. If I'm hard on me, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about what you think. I don't give a fuck what you think about me, nothing else. Hard on myself, bro. Every morning I woke up, all right, motherfucker. I call it my morning meeting. My morning meeting. We all have these fucking meetings all fucking day long. You know, we go to work. We're working for somebody else. They want a meeting because they want to be successful. So we all sit our ass down, try to make them better, try to make them more money, try to make them more powerful. We don't do that for ourselves. So every morning I wake up, I used to. I had to get back into it again because in that chapter, you see, I became a little bitch. That morning meeting, I wake up, okay, Goggins, what did you do fucked up yesterday? Where were you at? And I just go through and I analyze my life. And then I went through a period of time there, man, where I stopped having those conversations. You know how you, let's say you and your wife go out, and let's say, I don't know, let's make up a story here. You and your wife go out and you see your cousin, and your cousin's fat as fuck. I don't know if they are or not. Hopefully not. If they are, apologize, maybe. So they go out and you see your cousin, she's fat as fuck, he's fat as fuck, whoever. And you guys get back in the car and you guys, man, you see motherfucking Mary Jo? How fat she was. That's what we do. We go back and the hard conversation that you should be having with Mary Jo. Hey, Mary Jo, you fucking gained some weight, huh, sister? Fucking kind of big. That's what I do to myself. A lot of people that we see all day long, we see them. We don't have that hard conversation with them. We walk around. I'd rather you fucking hate me and get better than like me and stay the same. And that's how I feel about David Goggins. Motherfucker, I'd rather me hate, oh, I hate you, David, man. I hate you, David. But I get better from it. I get better from it. And that's why when people see me and I know you, you're in my little foxhole. If you're in my foxhole and you become a piece of shit, hey, come here, brother. Let me talk to you real quick, brother. People don't like that shit, man. But I'm not going to allow you to go to a place that's going to be hard to get out of. It's going to be hard. If I allow you to gain 5 more pounds or allow you to take 4 more days off of school or allow you to keep on procrastinating in your fucking life, and I see it, and I tell Jennifer behind your back, I'm doing you no fucking justice. Right. Zero justice. So where this world is now, you can't say a motherfucking thing. I do. I still do, and I always will. Don't like me. Don't like me. I'm good with that.
That's exactly what's going on with like fat models.
That's it. I'm
people
proud.
Are like, you're beautiful no matter what. But that's not true.
And the thing about it is, I have no problem if you want to be fat. I have no problem with anybody. If you want to be whatever the fuck you want to be. But make sure you fucking, if you're fat, motherfucker, go be fat. Go be real fucking fat.
But let's be real. Nobody wants to be fat.
Nobody does. That's why I said it, man. Nobody does.
It's not true. They will pretend. I'm fine with it. But if I could give you a button that you could push and boink.
Be skinny.
All of a sudden you'd have this incredible body.
Yep.
Everybody would push that button.
But what happens is, man, we get in this world where it gets hard.
Yeah.
And so the harder it is, the more you start to push back. And the more you push back, and then it's not right for people to talk about. It's not right for, like, let's say you are fat. I was fat. That's why I talk about it. Go ahead and say something, motherfucker. I was fat too. And it was hard as fuck every fucking day to get up. I know what it feels like. When you roll your fat ass out of bed and all you want is some fucking damn cinnamon buns and shit and fucking chocolate milkshake. I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. But I can't want it more than you. And so many people just want it the easy way. I'm sorry, man. It's not. So what they start to do is they build this narrative of it's okay. When the narrative should be, you need to fucking work harder. You need to fucking discipline your mind better. We need to help people more than just saying it's okay. It's okay that you're not fucking willing to fucking help yourself out. That's not okay. It's not okay. It's not acceptable. Even though it's your life, if that's acceptable, that's unacceptable. And there's a lot of people in this world, me included, that if I accepted that, I wouldn't be anywhere. So yeah, a lot of people just fucking, they start creating a narrative about themselves that make it okay. The ultimate get out of jail free card. And now the world is set up to have so many get out of jail free cards. Everything is okay. And you can't say a motherfucking thing about it.
This is what, it's interesting though, is that when you're talking about how you had to come to this realization that you'd become a part-time savage.
Yep.
This was recently.
Yeah, that's you're looking at 2000. No, it's not 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018.
Not that long ago.
No, fuck no.
Yeah, so even though you've been through all those things and you have all this information in your head, it's like there's no rest.
No.
You never get a chance. And if you do take a little time and start enjoying it, all of a sudden that general in the back of your head is like, hey, look what you're doing.
Exactly.
You're being a little bitch. And so in your mind, you had gotten soft.
Oh, 100%. And my softness was still two-a-days. So if you look in there,
Two-a-days was you being soft.
my part-time savage was me running like 50 miles a week. Me fucking not, because what I used to do and what I do now is I got to a point, I'd be running. I was like, okay, man, we could do 10 miles today. I get to 10 miles, like, oh, no, motherfucker. That fucking demon that I let out every fucking morning that walks the streets at night, he comes and say, no, bitch, not today, man. There's somebody out there that you don't know, have never fucking met in your entire life that is doing 12, 13, 14. You're going to do another one. And when you meet him, you ain't going to be fucking ready. So Goggins kept on running.
So you talk about that, and you talk about how Cam came to visit you in Vegas and gave you a spot check.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm always ready for a motherfucker like Cam. I'm always ready for a motherfucker like Cam. So out of nowhere, dude, this guy calls me, literally. And this is one thing about life. This is why you always must be ready. Always be ready. Never get ready. People go, oh, hey, what are you training for, David? I ain't training for shit. When something pops up, I'll be fucking ready. So when Cam popped the fuck up, and Cam calls, hey, man, I'm going to be in Las Vegas. You want to go for a run? Sure do. Sure do, brother. Sure do. While the run sucked, I was ready.
Well, you guys were doing like 6-minute miles for like 26 miles.
It was 20 miles, and Jennifer was with us. And so Jennifer can run her fucking ass off. She's fast as shit. So we went out, but she's not a 6-minute mile runner. So we went out for the first 10, and Jennifer was with us. She was with us for the first 7. She turned around. I think she did like 15 miles. So me and Cam went out after we left Jennifer. She went back for another 3 to go out and get 10 and come back 10. But my whole idea was, I know the course, bitch. I'm about to drop your fucking ass, motherfucker. So we go out because going out is a little bit, I think it was a little bit uphill. No, a little bit downhill. So a little bit downhill. So we turn around 10 mile mark, come back. And I could tell Cam was hurting, boy. But Cam's a prideful motherfucker, dude. Prideful motherfucker. Love that dude. So we get to about mile 16, 17. And I could tell now, he kind of comes off my shoulder slightly. And I'm like, oh, chink in the armor. I feel it. You always kind of looking at, out of your peripheral vision. But I'm like, this is a prideful motherfucker, man. And we keep on going, man, holding 6s. We get to about mile 18. I look, Cam's right back on the shoulder. And I just smiled. And I said, you are exactly who the fuck I thought you were, motherfucker. And so we went out, tested each other, man. Good day. Went to the gym, worked out hard. Went and got some steak.
Same day.
We fucking worked it out, dude. Whenever me and him are together, you can guarantee it's going to be 2 people that love each other, but are waiting for the other motherfucker to break. 100%, dude. It's like this thing in the back of your head. Okay, maybe this will break them. So we haven't broken each other yet, but I'm sure the day will come.
So you run 20 miles,
Yep.
and then you lift weights.
But see, lifting weights, people don't get it, man. It's not like lifting weights. It's like, we go and do like so many reps. Like people go, oh, you're only doing, it was like 90 some pounds on the incline. Motherfucker, do 5 sets of 25 with a superset of push-ups, superset of curls, superset of pull-ups, superset of triceps, superset of, what the fuck else was it? I forget what it was. It's a superset, man. So we're going through lifting lightweight, but for massive, massive amounts of reps. And so you're like totally swollen. And like, it's just some of the best workouts in the world between me and him. Some of the best workouts in the world, man.
And then you had steak.
And then we had steak. That's right. And then I treat Cam to a steak.
Right, and that's a mental aid station.
Mental aid station,
Yeah.
baby.
I think one of the most important parts about the way you express yourself in your books is that you do talk about your weaknesses.
Mhm.
And you do talk about your past and how you started off on this journey. And you talk about how there are those moments that you doubt.
Oh, yeah.
But you still go.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes, like, I call it, you got to call an audible. You know, the line of scrimmage, man, like some of the great quarterbacks, they'll be at the line of scrimmage and they'll look at the defense. The defense is, oh, fuck. Defense is shifting. Did he call an audible? In my mind, a lot of times, man, I'm like, it doesn't mean I quit. I don't quit. You know, I may not make it the first time, but I'll come back. I gotta call an audible. I gotta fucking get my head back in the game. I gotta figure this shit out. It doesn't mean you leave. It means you study it more. It means you study it more. And whenever I fail at something, people always say, man, how do you handle failure, man? 'Cause I fail a lot, dude. I fail all the fucking time. They go, how do you handle it? What I'm trying to do, and this isn't being arrogant, man. It's being real. Not many people are trying to do. So there's not many people who can even open their fucking mouth and criticize me when I do fail. Because I'm trying to do shit, man, that many people aren't trying to do. But I don't look at failure as failure. I look at failure as your first, second, third, fourth, fifth attempt. I look at them as attempts. I don't look at anything as failure. Because when you're going to try to do something, not trying is failure. That's not some after school special shit. But when you're able to go out there, there is no failure. It's attempts. Because when you're trying to do something that's bigger than you, whatever you are, whoever you are, if you're paralyzed, you're trying to walk one step and you didn't fail, motherfucker. That was your first attempt. If that's your biggest thing, that's how your mindset needs to go into everything. So I don't look at it as failure is a big word like that gets people down and shit. We give so much power to words. I don't. I take the power right away. I didn't fail shit.
Do you ever have conversations with Cam about mindset?
We really don't go there too much at all about mindset. Like whenever we get together, it's really about breaking the motherfuckers down. Like it's like.
But wouldn't you be interested though in how he approached? Because I don't know if everybody shares your approach. I know there's not very many people like you.
Right.
Cam is one of them.
Right.
So like, how many of them are like you, and how many of them have that sort of similar approach, and how many of them are willing to discuss their own demons? Because a lot of people that are like super endurance athletes or very hard people, they don't ever want to even discuss the weakness. They don't want to shine any light on it.
No, people hate that.
Yeah.
People hate it, man. And I love it. And the reason why people hate it, to me, this is just my own theory, is because you haven't beat it. That's why. People go, man, why are you so open and vulnerable? I'll tell you everything I lied about, everything I fucked up with, I'll tell you everything. I'm an open fucking book. I don't give a fuck. The only reason why I don't give a fuck anymore is because I overcame it and I beat it. So now I'm willing to talk about it. Why most people aren't willing to go to that darkness and that vulnerability is because they're still dealing with it. When people who have overcome it, they're open fucking book, bro. Because they're proud. They're fucking proud. That's why I speak, man, why are you always yelling? Guys, fuck you. This is how I talk, bitch. Because I'm proud, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm a proud motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
And it's not proud like, look at me. It's like, motherfucker, I know where I fucking came from, bitch. I shouldn't be here right now talking to you. Shouldn't be talking to you, motherfucker. I shouldn't be here. I used to be a fat, sloppy motherfucker. I'm proud. So I'm able to tell you, I was fucked up. Many people can't.
Because that's a common thing that people say when I interview them after fights. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. This is not supposed to happen to me. There's a common thing when I've had conversations with people, and they've won a big fight. They've had this big event.
Right.
They say I wasn't supposed to be here.
Right.
Statistically, like Chris Gutierrez just said that last UFC fight when I interviewed him. It's like, I'm not supposed to be here.
Right. Probably because they come from a bad place.
Exactly.
And when you're in a bad, especially when you're young, we develop self-esteem, by the age of 7. If you're not good by the age of 7 or 8 years old, you have a good chance of being fucked the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So if your parents or you came up wrong, and then 7 or 8, if you don't have the self-esteem, but you fucking grind, you're like, I want to be better. When you get to that UFC championship, or you get to where I got, or where I am, it's almost like you can't believe the journey. Like I talk about in that fucking VFW, and I'm in the first chapter of that book, man. I'm sitting in that audience with all those fucking people, and I'm about to get the Americanism Award, and I was grinding so hard, I never took time to reflect on my life, and this was like time to reflect. And I was all kind of fucked up. Man, I got on stage, man, just fucking cried for like 59 seconds. And it was such an emotional moment for me that I fucking did what I did. And I overcame it. And it was alone, man. You know, a lot of people have fucking like teammates and fucking like, you know, family push. My mom was struggling, bro. She was struggling. So it was like me and my mom. And so it was a lot of just me. So when you're waking up every morning by yourself and you're fucking getting after it by yourself, and it's the hidden work. People see 1 minute video of me running and shit, and like these fighters, you know, they see during the fight or after the fight. They don't see these motherfuckers, man, what they deal with every fucking day. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough. I shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be here. Because every day, even though they're fucking the best in the world, that little motherfucker at 7 or 8 years old is still in there saying, "Oh man, we don't have something. Man, we're not good enough. We shouldn't be here." So you're always fighting that motherfucker. Even though you beat it, you never truly beat it. So when they get on stage and they're talking to Joe Rogan, it's not even real. It's not even real. All those mornings that you didn't want to fucking get up, and I look at it as like a fucking like a rock, and you find this fucking rock, and that rock is you. And every day you fucking fight, not wanting to get up. And you do anyway. You chip another piece off that fucking rock. And every day you fucking eat the right foods. And every day you go to train. And you train harder and harder and harder and harder. And you get up earlier. And all these things you do to start forming yourself. You're chipping another fucking piece of that rock off. Before you know it, you have this beautiful fucking piece of artwork that you built. But people don't. And then once you get there, you see it. And it becomes real. Like, oh my God, I fucking did this shit. And so like the fucking journey becomes so real then. But so many people aren't willing to fucking chip away at that stone that is them to start chipping off those fucking rough edges.
That's the fear. The fear is never reaching your potential.
That's it.
That always falling short, always quitting before you're done, always procrastinating, always not doing the right thing. And then one day you're an old man.
Yep.
And you look back and go, God, I could have been great.
Yep.
I could have been great.
I never forget one time I was running by a graveyard when I was fucking just trying to become, I was fat. And I ran by a graveyard and I looked out there and I have all these epiphanies, man. I have all these fucking moments of like, it's crazy, man, of just thought. Cause I'm always by myself. I'm always in deep fucking thought about how to be better. And I look out there, I'm like, man, I wonder how many of you motherfuckers in there fucking just are so upset with how you lived your life. And fucking just regret how you lived it. And I'm running a 300-pound man thinking, man, don't fucking die like this, bro. Don't die like this. So people wonder where this shit comes from me. It comes from such deep thought of trying to see what this is all about. What is this life all about? What am I all about? Why am I here? You know, I had to find purpose. And my suffering, it had a purpose. It had a fucking purpose.
Do you talk to other people that are like you and try to understand if they're going through the same thing? Are they trying to gather knowledge as well? Are they just doing it because they're addicted to runner's high? Are they doing it because they enjoy the challenge? Like, how many people do you talk to that are like you?
I've never talked to anyone that, and most people don't even believe what I say half the time, that I do it to fucking gain knowledge and all that shit. I haven't met one that goes out there. People really enjoy a lot of the shit that they do. Like they, I don't know many people who can go out and run 240 miles at one time if you don't enjoy it. If you just don't really enjoy it. So, you know, I had many people build confidence in different ways, and they build belief in different ways. Coming from where I came from, I didn't have any belief in myself. So some people can go read a book and get belief. Some people can go take a yoga class, have good parents. I had to put myself, so where I came from was so far down underneath like soil that I had to build belief by truly ingraining it in my brain. So the things I do, I'm always every day building belief. And my belief had to be where it is because I was so far down. So it may take a 200-mile run for me. It may take a 100-mile run. It may take late nights in the gym. But without belief, you you have nothing. And I realized that when I was a young kid, I have no belief. I have to build it. And a 5-mile run didn't do it. I had to push myself to such extremes because I came from, people judge me by not knowing where I came from. So unless you're me and you came from where I came from, I guarantee you wouldn't have made it out. Guarantee it. And I knew that. So my belief comes from going, I had to build it. And that's how I build it, man. I build it by the things I do.
It's so painful reading about your childhood and the experiences with your father. And then when you went back and met your father as an adult and got with him and watched him get drunk and then watch him get belligerent and experience it all over again. And then think about what happened to him to make him who he is.
Yeah, that fucked me up, dude. But I had to go, like, I realized I was fucked. I realized I was just a sorry motherfucker. You know, I quit pararescue. I was afraid of the water. Every time shit got hard, like I said, I didn't have talent. You know, I fucking didn't have shit. And whenever shit got hard for me, I thought I was on my way out, and I got sucked back in. I become a loser again real quick. And I see them all the time. There's a lot of fucking losers out here that won't face it. I was like, oh, man, got to go back and visit this motherfucker. I haven't seen my dad in fucking years, man. Years. But I knew where I came from. I knew where my mindset came from. I knew where my demons were. So my whole idea when I went back to see my dad was I was hoping that I could just fucking call myself a loser. It's because of you, Dad. So I was hoping to go back and get the confirmation that I always wanted. That wasn't my fault. That voice in my head was so loud. It's not your fault, David. It's not your fault you can't read and write. It's not your fault that people call you fucking nigger. It's not your fault. It's not your fault this, not your fault that. It's not your fault that you're fat. It's not your fault that that you quit shit. It's not your fault. So I was like, okay, man, I'm gonna go back, visit this motherfucker so I can just squash it and I can just go on and be a fucking loser because you fucked me up. And when I got there, drove to Buffalo, saw my dad. Same routine as it was when I was 8 years old, man. Walked in, what's up? Went to Skateland. I sat in that fucking couch that he would cheat on my mom with. And I sat on that couch in the corner, and I was like, God, what the fuck, man? And it was a whole normal day. And the more I was around him, he started getting drunk. And I won't go through the whole thing, but I started seeing, man, I started having I always had these conversations with myself. I'm like, man, this motherfucker, he came from hell. His dad would put him in front of a furnace. And like, if he moved, he'd get burnt. So when my dad got beat, his dad would put him in front of a furnace. And if he would have moved, he'd fucking get burnt up. So my dad had to sit there and take it. So he never dealt with his fucking demons. So his demons became mine. His demons became mine. And motherfuckers think you die and the demon goes with you, man. Don't be a fucking fool, bro. You know, like, that's why I'm proud of myself. I took his demons and mine. And people are always looking for some great fucking apology. You know, oh my God, like, you know, my dad needs to say sorry, or people who fucking called you out your name, or nobody gonna come back and say sorry to you, motherfucker. Ain't nobody saying shit to you. You better fucking man the fuck up. So I looked at him. He didn't face his demons, but I'm gonna face mine. So on that drive back home, that's what I started doing.
You know what's one of the most fucked up things that I've learned over time is that almost all like truly exceptional and mentally strong people have been through hell. It's very few that put themselves through hell when life is great. It's just not usually the case.
Right.
And to achieve the standards that you've achieved, to become the person that you are today, and to have the influence that you have, this global influence on people. Do you know how many people have laced up their shoes because they heard your voice? How many people have just moved into action and changed their life because they've heard you talk or seen you talk? There's a thing that happened, and it happened out of hell. And I don't think it ever happens without that. It's like you had to go through that in order to empower all these other people, in order to become who you are, and that as an example, and then your words as an example, and your describing of it, and then your description of your own shortcomings and failures that give people confidence that it's not like you're this superhuman person that is like a character in a book.
Right.
No, you're a human being who has real insecurities and real failures in your past and real demons. And you figured out a way to harness that energy and just keep going forward.
Yep.
And not quit.
That's it. That's it. I mean, there are no timeouts. You know, people there's a part in the book that I talk about, a prisoner mind, and that's about my mother. And she just that's I will never listen to that part again in that book.
That was hard.
Just so you know, man, like I will never again listen to that shit.
Your mother's very, very, very brave.
Oh,
to be able to talk like that. To be able to talk like that to the world, and to just, she lost her life. She lost this giant chunk of her life with this abusive man. And to hear her talking about him hitting her and what it was like, and the fact that she never came from a family that hit her, she had never been hit before.
Never.
And to have her express it the way she did, so honestly and openly, it's very powerful.
And the whole time she's talking, man, she's on the cusp of like losing it. Like I'm in the other room, so I'm interviewing her, and I'm hearing this shit. So I knew a lot about it. Obviously, I lived it, and that's what fucked me up the most, man. When you see, like I said, I wasn't a smart kid growing up, but whatever the fuck made me, I'm so fucking, my mind is sharp, man. Like it's crazy. Like I was so aware of so much shit. I was so bright in that way. And to see your mom go through that shit as that young kid, and like I was going through it and she was going through right beside me. Like when I got my ass beat, she got her ass beat. It's fucked up, man. Like you just can't, people like to judge who you are, man. Why you cuss so much, man? My life wasn't fucking PG, motherfucker. Like, you can't just turn who the fuck you are off. When you see your mom going through that kind of shit, and then I'm coming to her defense at 7 or 8 years old and she's getting her fucking ass beat by a 220-pound man, and I'm fucking some little kid. You know what kind of courage it takes to muster that up to go help her out and to see her fucked up like that? And the time she would cry and be bruised up and shit. It was a fucking nightmare. And then to hear her talk about it, like the part where my dad says, I brought this belt from Texas. This belt came all the way from Texas to whip your ass with. And it was like, what the, where am I at right now? Because I knew no other households were fucking living like this, man. I knew it. I knew it. And then she was shut off. She was shut off from the world. And when I wrote Can't Hurt Me, she refused. She said, fuck, don't put my shit in there. She was so embarrassed. Like I put in there, man, she fucking married a fucking prisoner. So my mom was so fucked up. She was so fucked up by this shit. And people go, man, you're a mama's boy. Motherfucker, I ain't no mama's boy, man. See your mom go through this shit. You can make sure she's taken care of. So she came out, and one of the people that, she got married a few times because she was looking for something that my dad stripped from her. And she was out. She was gone for years. She's just not coming back. She's 70, she's 75. But in that book I talk about, man, she's like, don't put that, and Can't Hurt Me. But now she's getting better, and she's allowing me more to talk more about my life, which was also some of her life.
The part about marrying a prisoner is so crazy.
Dude, it was a fucking, but...
Not just a prisoner, but a prisoner who killed a woman.
Dude, this... So it was so fucked up. It's hard for me to even talk about because it's almost like... I had a front row seat at a horror show. So when my mom left my dad, she went to Wilmouth and he got murdered. I talk about that in Can't Hurt Me. He got murdered. So that took her all the way over the edge. I mean, he got shot fucking 6 times. And the last shot, this motherfucker got right up on his head and made sure he was dead. Like, forehead shot. And so she didn't cry. She didn't cry. She's lost. It was over. A whole nother person became. And so I'm fucking now like 12, 13, 14, whatever the fuck I was. I'm watching this woman every day. Front row seat, just watching her, just go through life, fucked up. And then I'm about to go in the military, into the Air Force. And like 2 years out, man. I'm like a sophomore in high school. Phone's ringing every night. She tell me, don't get on the phone. Don't get on the phone. Don't get on the phone. 15-minute calls, hang up. 15-minute call, hang up. 15-minute call, hang up. What the fuck is going on? But see, the way I was growing, like the way I was raised, you don't ask your mom what's going on. It ain't like now, like conversations and shit with the parents. You shut the fuck up. And I didn't ask shit, but I knew something was fucked because like 3-4 hours a night, 15-minute hang up because he was in prison. This guy was in prison, so he only had 15 minutes on the phone. He had to put more money in it.
How did you meet him?
She started working, so she was always about helping people out. But the thing about it was, like, I was right in front of her and needed so much fucking help. And it was fucked up for me for a long time, but she helped out so many people. But I guess since I was with her through the journey, I didn't count. But it's all good, man. It's what life's about. You got to understand what your mom went through so that I can be good with it. Like I saw that. So I had to man up a lot more than what. So she saw people needed help. So she started teaching in the prison. So she had a full-time job at DePaul University in Greencastle, Indiana. And then she started teaching in a prison. And she met this prisoner. This prisoner obviously, I don't know, slid her a note or some bullshit like that. And, she was looking for anything. She was looking for anybody that loved her because my dad beat the fucking life out of her. And my dad, so my dad wouldn't marry my mom, but ended up marrying a woman that was tied to like, I'm not even gonna go there, man. I'm not trying to get fucking sued and shit right now, man. But he married somebody that was fucked up. It's fucked up. So anyway, she met him in prison, and the phone was ringing every night. She didn't tell me about it. Cause how you could tell your son, hey, David, I'm in love with the prisoner. So before I
Who
go,
murdered a woman?
Oh no, I'm about to get to that, brother.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking now about a week out or whatever the fucking was from leaving for boot camp. And she lets me know what's up. And so I'm about to leave for boot camp. And I'm so protective of my mom. And she lays this on me. Yeah, sit down. Let's have a talk. And she never does this shit, man. She's like, there was nothing ever hidden from me. That's why I grew up so fast. Like that abusive life and what she was going through, it was front and center. Her being broke, everything. This was the only secret she kept from me. She was those phone calls, I've been seeing someone in prison. All right, cool, whatever. But I'm thinking, what the fuck is this, man? So, I didn't want to ask, how the fuck did you get to prison? So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, man, I gotta fucking ask this fucking question. How the fuck, what happened? She's like, well, does one of those things, because she knows it's fucking bad. Well, he was into drugs and stuff like that. I'm thinking, okay, maybe drug dealer, something like that. He was into drugs, that's for sure. But he literally, I don't know how it went down, but he choked a woman to death over some drugs. And I don't know the ins and outs of all this other shit. And that's who she was going to fucking be with. And he was getting out of prison literally in a few weeks after I was going to Air Force boot camp. So I'm in fucking Air Force boot camp thinking about my mom's about to fucking marry a fucking dude who got sent to prison.
Marry him right away, too.
Right away. So the first time I meet this motherfucker, dude, is at my fucking Air Force graduation. My fucking Air Force graduation. And she was like, you ain't putting that shit in Can't Hurt Me. She was embarrassed about it. And then she saw how I went totally like fucking vulnerable. And she was like, fuck it. Go ahead. So there's so much more to it. But he ended up, I think it was last year or maybe this year, he OD'd. So my mom divorced him, obviously, after it didn't work out. And she was telling me a story one time. We were talking about this book. She started opening more up about the relationship with this prisoner. And she said one night they got into a fight, not physical. He never hit her like my dad did so many times. But he said one night she was sleeping and had her back to him. And all she thought about all fucking night was because she started slowly realizing like I'm fucked up. Like I just married a fucking guy from prison that killed somebody, and she started realizing it more and more. But she's laying in bed, and she was like, "Is this motherfucker gonna fucking kill me tonight?"
Ugh.
And she started telling me these fucking stories, man. And I'm like, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like it was tough. It was a tough way to grow up, man. It was a tough way to grow up. So yeah, he ended up. So they got divorced. I think it worked maybe 2 years, where the fuck it was, whatever. It doesn't matter. And then I think he OD'd last year. He OD'd last year, killed himself. I don't know if I don't think he killed himself. He's OD'd. So
The idea of you going off to boot camp, knowing that your mom's gonna be alone with this guy getting out of prison,
yeah,
that shit must have been haunting.
it fucked me up every night.
Oh my god.
Every night, I'm sitting in my bunk thinking, and then when I knew the date he was getting out of prison, and like you can't just get on the phone and call, hey mom, what's going on? No, you're in boot camp. You get like every now and then they say, okay, you have like a phone call once a week or some shit. I think like every Sunday was a phone call, and I'll never forget when he got to the house. Man, I was fucking not right, so I got recycled. So a week in boot camp. So like I don't know, I fucking did something in boot camp and fucking got recycled. I was sneaking in Snickers bars. I was just all kind of belligerent and shit. I was just out of it. I was sneaking out and I was just fucking not right. Wasn't right. And so then yeah, it was fucked up. It's fucked up.
What was it like when you met him?
I try to be supportive because that's what I always did. My mom, whatever made her happy, I try to. That was my fucking number one priority. Was I never cared about myself. Never, never, ever. Which makes what I do now for people. Yeah, I understand because I care about people. Even though I'm an introvert because my fucking life sucked. But what I do for people, I really do. That's why I want to make sure that fucking like that fucking book and things I do. That's why I don't fucking like. Why don't you sell shit? Why don't you always why aren't you like promoting this and that? And no, man, no. I care that you understand that I fucking want to see you fucking kill shit. I want to see you better. So when I met him, I was supportive and I sat back and looked at him, and I wanted to fucking beat this motherfucker down so bad because I knew like you're not a good egg, bro. You're not a good egg, man. I'm not saying, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying prisoners are bad. They can be rehabilitated. But I always had these feelings about people. If I get around you, I can fucking, I may not tell you, but when you grow up the way I grow up, man, you have these ways of knowing pieces of shit. I became an expert in pieces of shit. I used to be one. My dad was one. So you can fucking pick them out. You can pick out liars and all kind of con artists from a mile away. Because, motherfucker, I studied it. Studied myself. I know who you are. So you can't come around me bullshitting me, man. Can't.
Right.
So it was horrible. It was horrible. So, like the one woman I cared about more than anything in the world, because I saw her hell, I'm looking at this shit now. And now I have to go to fucking pararescue school and all this other shit while she's fucking with this guy. So there are a lot of things in my mind that just made it hard that I studied. I studied my mind during these times. I started, and this process to become who I am today, of learning life and how hard life is. That's why I don't speak about the good times. Everybody gets so mad. Why don't you speak about the good times? I don't need to help you through those, brother. I do not need to help you. You don't turn on David Goggins for the good times. You turn on David Goggins when you don't feel like doing shit.
You're an expert in dark matter.
Dark motherfucking matter. That's what I am. So, yeah, I know it really well. So it wasn't like I wished for it.
One of the things that's hilarious in the book is that you read all the shit that people write to you, all the hate, and you record it, and then you play it back.
Brother, I'm going to tell you right now, man, That started, honestly, when this fucking SEAL from SEAL Team 6 came out and started lying his fucking ass off about me.
This is an important subject.
Mm-hmm.
We should talk about this because your military career and what you've done is always misrepresented.
Oh, yeah.
Even by people that should know better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they know better, but what makes people feel good, like when you become successful, and I had to realize this, and this guy made me realize this. I had to study them. When you become successful, especially within a fraternity like that, like this is a fraternity, bro. This isn't like a fucking like, oh, like in the Air Force, this is a very different world. So several SEALs, no, I'm gonna say there's a lot that would like to see me fucking a lot. They like to see a lot of people not do well and them do great.
Yeah.
And like they all know we eat our own. We eat our own, and that's what they all say. We eat our own.
Is that all SEALs?
I don't know all SEALs.
A lot of SEALs.
I can't speak that way. I know a few SEALs.
Is it just the hyper competitive nature of
It's
the type
that.
of people that get involved?
Yeah, it's like we have this macho stigma that we're the best of the best. We're the baddest motherfuckers in the world, and I beg to differ. Like people go like I've had so many people in art like the news. Oh my God, they contact me they want me so bad because there's been some things that came up. The Navy SEAL community. This guy died. This kid going through training died, and some Navy SEALs. I don't know the stories. They can Google it. Where the fuck? I guess they killed somebody over in Iraq who has some information, some shit. So they always want to get me on, so I can fuck because they know that I was not a fan of a lot of Navy SEALs, and a lot of it is to do with the lies, some of the leadership problems, some of the character issues, and I got to see that a lot when I got out. And I'm the one to say it. I had a lot of problems myself when I was growing up, and it took a long time for me to go. So I'm not judging these people. I know where the shit comes from, man. The shit comes from shit you haven't handled. So it doesn't even bother me anymore. But when I came out in 2018, this SEAL from SEAL Team 6, he had, and it pissed Jennifer off so fucking bad. And I was cool about it. But this guy started YouTube channels saying that I was dishonorably discharged. I fucking was kicked out of the SEAL teams. I refused to fight in combat. I never went to combat. I mean, every bit of it. So the reason why in Can't Hurt Me, I have my write-up of my medal from Iraq. And I wasn't going to put that in there, but Jennifer started getting DMs from people saying, do you know, and I'm not even going to name his name. That's not who I am, dude. And I just showed you outside about that one cat.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name his name either. But I'm not going to name his name because...
How does he not know better, though? That's that was one of the things that people bring up, that you never deployed.
Right. Yep.
But why would they say that?
Why do you think, Joe? Think about it, man. Think about it. See, like this the thing about...
That's something that's easily proven.
Exactly. But guess what? This guy had black ops. Literally, he had like YouTube channels DMing people because people like at this time I started getting a little bigger. I started getting a little more profile, and he was coming out of the SEAL teams. And I'm not gonna say his name because I'm not gonna try to take food out of his mouth. And this is one thing I learned from all of this. I was so fucking pissed, man. I was so fucking pissed. I didn't deploy. I mean, the fucking lies were insane.
How many times did you deploy?
Twice. One to Guam and one to Iraq. And then what they don't talk about, though, is the reason I didn't deploy more is I had 2 heart surgeries. So I was out of the fucking teams for deploying for like 3-4 years because the heart surgeries. Because when you get a heart surgery, you can't just go back to deploying.
You were born with like holes in your heart. Right,
with a hole in my heart. And the first surgery, it didn't take, so I had to get another surgery. So that took so much time having these heart surgeries. So I was in recruiting at the time. So this kept me in recruiting. So this even added to the whole bullshit. So they were loving it. Because right now, like I said, I wasn't like the most famous SEAL within the SEAL teams. I didn't take shit, man. If shit was fucked up, I called it. There's no secret. There's no secret shit here, man. And I knew what happened when I got out, and this guy started doing this shit, and I knew why he was doing it, because the biggest thing, right, he wanted to take my character and destroy it.
Right.
That's all he wanted to do. And so when you're in these kind of communities like this, man, people are like, oh no, there's no way he was trying to do that. Man, I wish I could get Jennifer in here right now. We have all the screenshots, and I had to get a fucking lawyer. I mean, this guy went so far, and then what happened was, over a period of time, he fucking literally apologized, went away, fucking took all this shit down. I mean, but he came out, but what happened was that rumor mill spread like wildfire.
Did he have to know? Did he have to be told about your actual record?
No, he knew it.
Never.
I deployed with him.
What?
I deployed with him in Iraq.
No.
In Iraq.
So he was just lying.
In Iraq. I deployed with him. And the only fucking, see, man, you're going to get me to the point where I say his fucking name, because I swear to God. So I deployed with his ass. That's why I put the fucking write-up in there. So I got a medal over there in Iraq. I got a medal in Iraq, so I did go to war. And I put it in the book, because Jennifer started getting all this shit. And she goes, you got to put that fucking award in there, because this motherfucker's just lying his ass off. I didn't go to Ranger school, all this shit. So I put the Ranger school, everything he said, I put in Can't Hurt Me, because he was just literally lying, trying to literally ruin who I was, because I'm the world's toughest man. That doesn't sit right with some fucking alpha motherfuckers, dude. And these motherfuckers, dude, some of them, and you don't know unless you've been in a fraternity like this. Unless you've been in a fraternity like this, you don't fucking know. And I don't fucking care about it. I have some great friends in there. But anyway, the reason, this guy actually helped me out. So when I came out, there's a few guys that came after me in the SEAL teams, trying to make sure that I fucking wasn't going to be who I am. And they still talk their bullshit lies. Lies. So many fucking lies, dude. And what's great about it is my proof is in Can't Hurt Me. So everything they say, my proof is in it. And that's why it's designed that way for the liars. But this guy came out, and what I do is I studied him. So Jennifer got a lawyer. I'm about to sue the fuck out of this fucking guy, man. Like, I had all this defamation. I mean, it was fucking I was going to sue the fuck out of him. And every night I fucking woke up, I was like, man, I started thinking about myself. And I was a piece of shit. When I had no character. And I had no pride, no dignity. That's because only people that do shit like that, you're not a man.
Right.
You're no fucking man, dude. Like, I started thinking about what kind of pussy you are, man. How you must have so many fucking demons in your life that you spend this kind of time
Just trying to take another man.
just trying to take another man, and not. It'd be different if it was truth behind it.
Right.
Lies. Fucking lies. Yeah. Just because we didn't get along, motherfucker, it don't mean I wasn't who I am. We didn't get along, motherfucker, because I'm like a lie detector. Because I'm so fucking honest with myself. I had such a hard time in my life that I fucking so forthright. When you get even near me, because you know my shit is real. It's fucking real as fuck. It makes you feel bad. If you got something going on in your fucking life, I ain't gonna open my fucking mouth. You know my shit is fucking real. Yeah, I may not have deployed as many times as you motherfucker because my heart issues and the other issues that I won't talk about because the fucking news wants me to fucking talk about this shit so bad. They want to take some SEALs down so bad. I ain't no bitch like that. Whatever happened to SEAL teams with me, it happened to SEAL teams. That's why I don't fucking mention the names. But I saw these little bitches come out here. It was in the fraternity. It happened in the fraternity. Leave it there. Don't be a fucking bitch come out here fucking spreading lies about me, motherfucker. But I studied all these little bitches who try to come out and ruin my life. Studied all of them. Like, man, what you must be going through is fucking evil. And I even took it a step further. I had to mature myself because I was so fucking mad. And I looked at his family. This guy who was talking this shit, I want to say his name so bad, but I never will. Because that's a fucking bitch move on my part. You can take food out of his family's mouth. You're going to have this guy in a courthouse. You can have him in the courtroom, spending money on lawyers. And I just dropped it. I said, I'm good. I said, I know who the fuck I am. I said, you can wake up every fucking morning being the bitch that you are. But I'm not going to fucking take money out of your pocket and money out of your mouth or out of your fucking kid's mouth.
And this guy wound up apologizing to you?
He didn't apologize to me. What happened was he got on And I don't want to go too deep because they'll figure it out. But he ended up basically saying he had a fucking he just wasn't he wasn't right in his head. He was he wasn't good. And I can tell he wasn't good because he was literally DMing people. And I wish I had Jennifer in here, man, so she can show you the DMs. He was DMing people and talking all this shit, and then he would delete it. And this guy, so Jennifer found it, and so because this guy DM'd Jennifer, and was like, hey, do you know this guy? And I was like, yeah, I know him. And then Jim was like, hey, we got to fucking shut this shit down. But he was DMing several people just saying that I was dishonorably discharged. I was kicked out of the SEAL teams. I refused to go to combat. He just went on and on and on. And so this guy was taking screenshots of what this guy was saying and sending them to us. And so at this time, now we have a lawyer. And so we're getting all this shit, dude. And then he had a YouTube site set up that he took down, just trying to literally ruin who I was. And I looked at all this shit, and I studied him. And I was like, man, and what came out later on was he did have some demons. He does have some demons.
Of course he does.
Serious demons.
That's how insane it is that the guy deployed with you.
SEAL Team 6. And these motherfuckers are supposed to be badass motherfuckers. See, this is some of the issues I had when I was in, is that when you work so hard, man, I put these motherfuckers, like I talked about last time I was on this fucking shit, on a pedestal. Half the reason I ran on broken legs, half the reason why I fucking became who I became was because of the image these guys had on me. I was so impressed with the books and the fucking and the people that they were. I was like, my God, man, I gotta be a fucking god. I gotta be a god mentally to fucking get in here. And once I got in, I discovered something different. I'm not saying everybody. I don't know everybody in the SEAL teams. But I had a problem with the fact that a lot of people lived this shit. Like a lot of the civilians, like, oh my God, the SEALs are this, the SEALs are that. You were able to run Badwater 135 because you're a Navy SEAL. And because they, like, no, motherfucker, that ain't why. And I always knew the shit. And I had issues with it, man. I had issues with it. So I had issues with it. A lot of people didn't like that. And then I went on to go into recruiting for a little bit. And then the heart surgeries happened. So the more I was in recruiting, the more that shit happened. They just started slowly building up lies. Slowly building up lies. And when I came out to who I was, I told Jennifer, I knew it. I said, stand by. Stand by. It's coming.
Whenever you're a person that gets what other people think is attention that they think they deserve.
Yes, sir.
That's when things get weird.
Oh, yeah. That's why they bring those fucking deployments. Because they think, oh, my God, you didn't deploy as much as me. You didn't deploy as much as me. He wasn't this. He's not known for being, for deploying and shit.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers don't care. Yeah, I have a combat deployment, and I deployed another time that we were supposed to, it was right during 9/11. We were supposed to go, and they fucking had us over in Guam. We were all pissed off. It didn't work out that way. But I got over there. And what's funny about it, this is what makes me laugh so much. There's a lot of Navy SEALs who never deployed over combat ever. Ever. And it makes me laugh because motherfuckers want to act like one combat deployment where I fought for my fucking country is bullshit. Think about that. Fought for my fucking country, did my shit, sorry it worked out the way it worked out, and that's not enough.
I think part of the problem with some of those guys is when guys are seriously alpha and they think they go above and beyond and they push harder than anybody, and then they meet you. And you're the guy that's getting up at 3:30 in the morning yelling at them while you're running. Like, I know you're sleeping. I know you're still in bed. Motherfucker, I'm out here running 10 miles before you eat breakfast.
That's half the reason I did it.
Yeah.
That's half the reason that motherfuckers go into fucking Jalisco's and shit, getting waffle breakfast and fucking bacon and eggs and shit. And that bothered me. I said, motherfucker, I got my family and everybody thinking I'm some fucking stud. And you all just got to fucking lift some weights. Y'all don't want to fucking, like I said, I was in charge of PT. And they're like, nah, this ain't Buzz Goggins. Like, man, you got a lot of motherfuckers food. This ain't everybody, 'cause I don't know every SEAL. I don't know every SEAL, but you want to run your fucking mouth about me and talk your little shit, I got my secrets too, and I won't say names because only your bitch does that. So keep on running your fucking mouths. I know all you motherfuckers.
So you start taking over PT.
Yeah, so when I got back, so I went on my first deployment, and when I came back off my first deployment, I begged, put 7 chits in, 7 chits. It's like a request chit to go to Ranger School. Motherfuckers don't request to go to Ranger School. I wanted to go to Ranger School. As a SEAL, you went through buds, whatever the fuck. You don't want to go to another course to get your ass kicked. I did. So I went to Ranger School, came back, Honor Man. I was the enlisted Honor Man at Ranger School, but they say I'm a bad operator. They also say I'm a bad operator, but guess what they had my black ass when I was fucking in Iraq? I was charged, it's called PSD, okay? So you're like a bodyguard. I'm a bad operator, Joe, but guess where I was? I was the lead navigator. So I'm the eyes. So everything we did was in the car. It was my job to make sure that whole fucking platoon was safe. Okay? You're not gonna put a dumb bad operator up there who's fucking not good. It's my job to make sure I called all the outs, called all the trouble coming, had to get us there safe. We had the fucking guy who was going for the prime minister's job, who we were guarding, and they had a bad operator, what they want to call me. They want to hit his little fucking rumors. I was the guy who led it. And it was so good. I did such a good job that there was 2 of us because the job's very stressful. Being a primary navigator is stressful. So they have a primary and a secondary. So some days I would do it, some days another guy would do it. I was doing such a good job, Joe, that they didn't want the other guy to do it. So I became the only guy navigating us through fucking Iraq. All right? And our guy didn't live in the green zone. The green zone is a safe place. Our guy lived in the red zone. So we had to go out in the red zone every day to get this fucking guy, bring him back in. No, there was no shoot 'em ups because this one rumor that was out there that came out from this guy was I froze. I froze in a firefight. It's kind of funny how you can freeze in a firefight when our platoon was never in one. So it's just bullshit, man. But I know where it comes from.
Crabs in a bucket.
I know where it comes from, my friend.
It's just crabs in a bucket.
That's it. Sorry I became so successful, guys.
That's what it is. People don't like it when you did the same thing they did. You come from the same fraternity, but you get exorbitant amounts of attention and success.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of looking at that and going, wow, look what he did. That's amazing. I wish I did that. Or maybe I could do more. Or he's inspiring other people, and that's great.
You know what, though? I will say this. There's a lot of them that do say that.
But that's great.
There's a lot of them that do say this. I have this guy named Hawk. You know that email I sent to you a while ago about this guy who wrote that email about the SEAL teams? And I shared it with you about, he's talking about like only 13% of you actually, it's like, anyway, I sent you an email.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So anyway, he's the guy that sent that email, Hawk. He's like my best friend. So he, bad motherfucker. When he got out of the SEAL teams, he wrote this email and sent out to like every Navy SEAL. And it was like 87% of you motherfuckers. He said, 87% of you motherfuckers, you know, are living off of 1 week. And what he was talking about was Hell Week. Like that 1 week in Hell Week is all they're living off of because they're not living it now. And he made these shirts called the 13% shirts. And the other 13% guys are actually getting after it. That motherfucker sent me 2 of them. All right? He sent me 2 of them. So, yeah, they're right. I wish I could have deployed more and blah, 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 whatever, man. But I was a fucking good SEAL and fucking good teammate. And some guys didn't like me. And in the fraternity, we fucking had it out. And there's a time somebody fucking did some shit. But it's what it is, man.
You ever heard when people talk about some union work? One of the things that happens when you're in some unions is like if you're working too hard, someone will come along and go, "Hey, David, slow the fuck down. You're making us look bad.
It's a true statement.
Like you're moving too many packages. You're doing too much of this, doing too much of that. You're setting the standard too high, and you're fucking it up for everybody else." And so you'll have people that will sabotage someone just because that person wants to work hard.
Oh, I see it. But it made me grow. And I'm glad I didn't put a case on that guy. And I'm glad I got a chance to study him. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And this is one part that I try to tell people and teach them. If you're trying to go to that uncommon, amongst the uncommon place, it's a lonely motherfucker up there, man. It's lonely. I'm not saying I'm better than every fucking body. I'm not saying that. And once again, I'm not speaking for every SEAL. I'm not. But I didn't try to be what they were.
What you're just saying is just a fact.
It's just a fact,
It's
man.
just a fact. And there's people that are willing to go very far. And then there's people that are willing to go far further than them.
That's it.
And when you're a person who prides yourself on your ability to go very far, and then someone is willing to go far farther than you have to decide, do I want to look at that as the new standard? Do I want to judge myself? Do I want to admire him? Or do I want to try to take him down because I feel bad? Because I can't do what he does, or I haven't done what he does, or what he does makes me look bad because I like to think I'm a hard worker.
Right.
I like to think I'm disciplined and hard. And then I see this fucking dude out there that's just making me look soft.
Right.
And so instead of just going, look at him, man, fuck yeah.
Right.
Instead of a smart person will look at that person as fuel.
Well,
but you have to make your own decisions too, because what you do requires a dedication that will eliminate a lot of things from your life that some people enjoy and think are important.
Dude, and also when I took the road, because I knew what I was doing. When you take that road and you just don't want to just fit in, it's a lonely road. It's a lonely road, and you get a lot of haters, man. And like I tell people all the time, man, if I could walk on water, motherfuckers would say it's because I couldn't swim. I'll tell you that right the fuck now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. And this is a true statement. I used to get so mad, like I said, about this fucking shit, man. But I sat back one day, I was like, you know what? All these people hating on me, man. Like I have a guy who's trying to write a book saying that I was telling people, and he's a famous author. Like I'll never drop names, dude. I'm not trying to hurt your business, but you're funny. These people are funny. Keep on talking your shit. I will absorb it and make a mixtape out of your fucking ass, like I do. He tried to tell, he was going to write a book that I was telling people to run until your kidneys got fucked up. That my mentality of running is I was telling people to run until your kidneys got fucked up.
So run until you get wrapped up.
Run until you get wrapped up. He's gonna write a book, and the premise was the way I think compared to the way he thinks. I never told a motherfucker in my life, I tell you to do better and go as far as you can. I don't tell you to go until you fucking kill yourself, until you get rhabdo. But I will tell you this, Joe, you will never in life meet a hater doing better than you.
That's a fact.
Ever. So when I fucking realized that, and Jennifer gets so mad at the lies she hears and this and that, because it comes all through. They spew it.
Yeah.
I told Jennifer that shit, man. Stop.
Yeah.
Fucking calm down, bro. Don't stop sending me that shit.
100% factual. We were talking about in the bathroom earlier. I was like, you got a amount of bandwidth in your mind.
Yep.
Whatever those units are, let's call it 100.
Yep.
100 of those things in your mind. The moment you start entertaining haters, you start reading comments, you're stealing your bandwidth
100%.
that you could apply to your loved ones, that you could apply to the thing that you love to do, that you could apply to making your life better.
Yep.
You're stealing from yourself when you pay attention.
Like I was talking about, man, clearing that space out.
Yeah.
And that space allows you to make more room for what's important in your life.
Yeah.
If your mind's still cluttered, man, you can't do shit.
There's also a thing about you being a public person. Being a public person, now you have access to way more haters than the average. The average person knows a few haters. Maybe if you're a good-looking woman and you got some bitches in the office that like to talk shit about you, or if you're a guy who's like, getting after it early and being disciplined, and you make people intimidated by your ambition, you're going to have some haters. You're going to be people lying about you. There's going to be, but you have no idea what it's like to be a public person like yourself. And the kind of haters that you must experience. Because if you paid attention to them all day long, you would have no time for anything else.
No, I never get in 2013 when I was first, Jennifer knows about this shit. I cussed everybody. We had this fucking round table. And everybody's like, man, you have such a great story. You need to tell it. You need to get on social media and blah, blah, blah. I cussed everybody out. Fuck you. I'm not fucking going on that fucking shit. That's a bunch of bullshit. Fucking lying. It's the devil. And the second I fucking got on that shit, dude, it is the fucking devil. Instagram and social media, man. I had this fucking kid, man, who fucking literally, the reason I talk about haters so much is this little boy, his parents reached out to me, and he was getting so much hate at school. And we get so many emails, I can't check them all. But I get to them, but later on, much like 2 or 3 months later. So this guy wrote us, and this kid was having a hard time with bullies. And when I got to his email, I got to it, called his family up, said, hey, what's going on? You know, it's David Goggins. They were all happy to hear it. He had killed himself. So, like, in the back of my fucking mind, and what hurt me the most was when I read the fucking email, shit. I gotta get my shit together. I wasn't gonna bring this shit up. Yeah, I read the email, and they said you can help our son. You know, our son really admires you, and that's why I'm very vocal for a lot of reasons, but I have to be strong because I know a lot of people aren't. So, you know, that's why I don't cower from shit, you know, at all. You want to fucking, you know, I'll take on whatever challenge is in front of me. I take it on because a lot of people don't have that courage, and it's hard to be brave. It's fucking hard to speak up for what you believe in. And they wrote this great email to me, and they wanted me to talk to their son. His son was a big follower of mine, and so I called. He's like, yeah, and it was a very silent pause, and they told me what happened, and he hung himself, and I was like, it was fucked up. So, you know, that's why another reason I hate being a public figure, because it's not a public figure that I am. Like, it's funny. I hang around some people who are real public figures, you know, like celebrities. And I have people coming to me first. Like, I'm talking about famous motherfuckers. And people come to me first, and they want to share their story and their life with me about how they changed. And that's a massive responsibility that people don't understand. Like, when they come to you and they share the demons that they've gone through and the hardships that they've gone through, and they say you and your book and what you've done and your social media page. That's why I make sure I want to go at people so hard, Joe, sometimes, man, for fucking talking their shit to me, man, and lying and shit. I make sure that my social media only has like, let's fucking get it today. Let's fucking get it. They go, man, why don't you follow anybody? Man, I'm not into that shit, dude. I want you fuckers to understand, dude. I'm your biggest for you who aren't bitching and whining and complaining. I'm your biggest fucking cheerleader. I want to see you do great. I want to see you do great. And a lot of that shit comes from that fucking email from that kid who killed himself. That I got to it like 2 or 3 months too late. And that fucking shit, every day I fucking wake up, I'm like, fuck, man. Fuck. I gotta be honest. I gotta be right. I gotta be better. And that's when you know that when you're trying to do your best, your life sucks. And people don't get that. When you're trying to have the best character, when you're trying not to fucking lie, and you're trying not to fucking put people down, and you're trying to live, you're trying to set the standard. When you're trying to be the standard, and that standard is out, you know, there's so much going wrong and going off in this world that if people can focus on themselves being better versus throwing hate and fucking all this shit that happens out there and people talking shit around them. That's why I won't mention no motherfuckers' names. I'm not trying to hurt you, man. But I'm trying to be the standard. And sometimes life is just not fun when you're like, can't do that, can't say that, gotta watch out for that.
Yeah.
I gotta wake up today. I gotta grind, because there may be a motherfucker out there that sees me in their fucking car that says, all right, I'm gonna go home and be better today. So all these things are in my fucking mind. Every fucking day I wake up. Every fucking day. And I try to get to emails. It's me and Jennifer. But yeah, you know, people fucking, it's crazy, man. People come up to me and tell me their stories, man. It's fucking very humbling that this kid that came from fucking nothing is now helping people who, you know, like, you know, this is funny. And people call me crazy a lot. Man, you're so fucking crazy, but what you do? And I look at him straight in the eye and I say, man, I'm not crazy. I'm just not you. I'm just not who you are, who you want to be. I have a responsibility, man, and I got to fucking take that seriously.
Well, people like to look at people that are pushing further than them and harder than them. Like there's something wrong with you.
Yep.
You must be crazy.
You gotta be crazy. Gotta be crazy.
I love crazy though. My favorite people are crazy.
Yes.
You know, but I don't
see
look.
that.
I don't look at it as a negative.
No.
I look at it as a strength.
It is.
I see a person who's willing to go to that dark matter place. I go, oh, I like that.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
But you went there during Sober October, man. You went there. You went there. So how did that feel, man, when you fucking were going into those journeys, into those compartments?
Well, what I like about it is that you had to do it every day, you know, and so I just every day would, know it was coming. I'll go, hey, all right, here we go. Time to get going. And every day, just get after it in some crazy way. One of my favorite things is the thing that I hate the most. It's Airdyne sprints. I do those Tabata sprints on the Airdyne machine.
Oh, the fucking Echo bike?
Yeah, the Echo bike from Rogue.
Yep.
20-second sprints, 10-second rest. 20 and you do cycles of 8. So 8 rounds of that, and then I would do another one and another one and another one. I was doing an hour at that.
That's fucking brutal, bro.
It's so hard, but but when it was done, I'm standing in a puddle. I'm completely drenched.
Right.
But that feeling of getting through this, because the last cycles, when you're doing and you look because the Rogue bike will show you you've done 3,
Right.
which means you have to do 5 more of these sprints, and that 10 seconds is just non-existent. You're like yeah, and then seconds deet, deet, deet,
Right.
deet. It's so quick, and then you're back at it again. Those last ones are so hard. But when you get through it, the rest of the day is so much better.
That's like fight training, man.
Because the month of November, all I've been doing is drinking.
Really?
Oh, man. I've been working out. Still working out. But we're doing a lot of drinking. And I'm like, I got to stop. So I woke up today, because today's December 1st. I'm like, I'm not drinking this month. I'll have a glass of wine at Christmas or something like that.
Right.
But this month, I'm back to the grind.
Are you?
Because, because I enjoyed October. The suck, when it's over, life is better.
Well, you know
You
what?
just got to get through the suck.
That's right.
And then life is better. But the thing that gets me is the level of I don't give a fuck and anxiety, the lack of anxiety that comes after you work out every day is so worth the workout. You're so calm.
So calm. The only thing that changes your fucking DNA is discipline.
Yes.
Discipline is the only thing that changes your DNA, man.
This is the only thing.
Only thing, man. You could be fucking so fucked up. And I realized that, man. I was like, man, the only thing that changed my DNA is discipline. It's the only thing.
I've incorporated a new thing that I was telling you where I get up first thing in the morning, I get in the cold plunge. Because I was doing the cold plunge after I did the sauna, and it's a little easier because the sauna sucks.
Right.
But, when that 20 minutes is up or 25 minutes is up and then you get in that cold, the cold sucks, but it doesn't suck as much as when you're cold, and then you get in the cold. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't dress warm.
Right.
I wear my fucking underwear, and I go outside, and it's 40 degrees this morning, and I walk out, and I lift the lid on that Morozco cold plunge, and I see the fucking ice floating up in there, and every day I climb in.
That's brutal.
And I just get in there for 3 minutes in the morning, and then I work out.
That's fucking brutal.
Well, because I read this thing. I'll send it to you, Jamie, but I read this thing where they've been doing studies on what happens to people. Andrew Huberman and I actually discussed this, and Huberman's a very interesting guy, but it's about the benefits of cold plunge before you actually work out.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a benefit after you work out in terms of reduction of inflammation, but what they're saying is you shouldn't do it right after you lift weights.
Got it.
Because then
muscles.
it actually decreases the hypertrophy. So
Right.
you don't gain as much mass or gain as much strength. But there's some benefit to doing it before you work out. I think there's a link involved in that too. So anyway, this is a guy who's talking about prostate-specific antigen blood test came back very high, and everyone said that he had to get a biopsy. And he said the story I've heard about older men getting biopsies and prostatectomies sounded like nightmares to him, so he decided to try to manage his PSA with ketosis and ice baths. So it worked. His PSA dropped from over 7 to less than 1. And along the way, a funny thing happened to his testosterone. It went through the roof. to 1140, which is crazy high. He said my urologist didn't believe me. He thought I must be juicing. So he had my luteinizing hormones tested too. Sure enough, 8.9 is off the charts for a fat guy in his 50s. He said, then I did a research and discovered a Japanese study from 1991 that showed the secret was exercising after your ice bath. It's the opposite of what everybody says to do, which is exactly how I got this far in the first place. He said, now I'm stuck with the T levels of an oversexed 19-year-old. I'm not complaining.
Damn.
But so this is the thing that people are realizing now. There's some extreme benefit to heavy duty. So here's this extreme benefit to heavy duty cold exposure.
Right.
And then you force your body to heat up, and then you work out. I'm trying that now, and I've only done it 3 days in a row.
Well, how's it working?
It's working. It's hard, but but part of it is just the fact that you have to do it in the morning. Like, I'm not giving myself any mornings off, so that's how I start my day now. Whereas before, I was working out, so the workout, I ease myself into the workout, get on the bike, warm up, jump a little rope, start the kettlebell routine, do all the things you got to do. But now it's just right into the suck, so it's harder.
I tell you right now, man, the fucking cold, being in cold water, cold ice water, it literally is the one thing that makes you question everything. When you're going through hard training and shit like that, like, I've been through a lot of different training in the military, and that cold water, it definitely, many dreams die while suffering.
That should be a T-shirt.
Many dreams die while suffering, my friend.
That's so true.
And I talk about it, man. Like this fucking guy's getting that water, and you see their fucking eyes roll back, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Many dreams die while suffering, friend.
Yeah. I was trying to talk to Jamie about it. Jamie.
It's fucking cold. I'll do cold. It's just like there's a level of cold. I want to ease myself into it. I don't want to just start in the worst.
That might be the best way to do it, Jamie.
Yeah, that's what I've been telling him.
You just got to jump in that bitch.
I just couldn't go like below my knees.
Yeah, man. Once that once that pecker gets cold, boy, it's real.
I know.
Yeah, it's all real. I go right up to the chin. I want that water right there.
Oh, that's legit right there, man.
If it's real legit, you go under. Hickson Gracie, he puts a snorkel on.
Really?
Yeah. Hickson gets in that water for a couple minutes under the water with the snorkel on.
He likes that shit, huh?
Hickson's an intense motherfucker.
So, speaking of that, who's the best ever?
Ooh, the best ever in MMA?
Ever in MMA.
It's hard to say. There's a lot of candidates. I've always said Mighty Mouse is one of my best bets because he was so goddamn good, and he's still so goddamn good. But now he's fighting in ONE FC, but he was a flyweight champion for a long time, and he was the highest level of expression of mixed martial arts ability that I'd ever seen. But he's also fighting guys that are much lighter. They're 125 pounds. Everyone's very quick, but he was just so skillful. But then there's John Jones. John Jones really never lost.
That's a nasty motherfucker.
He's a nasty motherfucker. And, really, John Jones fucked off. You want to talk about a guy who just did it by talent and will? John Jones beat Alexander Gustafsson without training.
It's unbelievable.
Basically didn't train. There's a few guys like that. There's a guy named Ryan Spann who's out there right now who just fucked up Dominic Reyes. And Dominic Reyes was the one guy who took John Jones to the limit. Dominic Reyes went on a series of losses after that fight, but he had this fight with John Jones and took John Jones to the fucking limit. And a lot of people thought he won that decision. Then he went on after that fight, got knocked out by Jan Blachowicz, who became the light heavyweight champion, got knocked out by Yuri Prohaska, and then just got lit up by Ryan Spann. And Ryan Spann is this guy who's always been ultra talented.
Right.
But just was always afraid of running out of gas, didn't train, didn't really put in camps, just had a lot of ability and a lot of technique.
Right.
In his last fight, he fought Dominic Reyes, and he put in a full training camp for the first time ever and just fucked Dominic Reyes up. Just lit him up like a Christmas tree in the first round and put him away. So you're talking about a guy who beat, many people's eyes, should have won a decision against John Jones.
Right.
And then Ryan Spann just takes him out in the first round. Easy, quick, because he finally worked hard.
Well, there's something about that full training camp, man.
Yes.
There's something about going out, no phone,
Yes.
up in the fucking mountains,
Yes.
away from civilization,
Yes.
away from the bacon and eggs, the silk
Yes.
sheets, the fucking 5-star resorts, the fucking
Yes.
everybody knowing you sign autographs and shit.
Dark matter.
Dude, dark matter like a motherfucker. The further you fucking drive out of your house and start going up in that fucking mountain, man, you start to that fucking mind starts to click over, man. You get a full camp up in some fucking dark matter place,
Yep.
it's fucking over, bro.
There's a reason why so many guys would go up to Big Bear.
Yeah.
Like that's where Gennady Golovkin used to go up there.
Can't breathe in that
Muhammad
motherfucker.
Ali used to go to the Poconos.
Yep.
Ali Tyson rather would go to the Catskills.
Mhm.
A lot of guys would do that.
A lot of evil up in them fucking mountains, boy, in Catskills.
It's also this nature.
Oh, yeah.
It's like nature doesn't give a fuck about you, and there's something
At
that
all.
you realize when you're running a mountain,
Mhm.
and you see eagles flying. Nobody gives a fuck about you. Up
No
there.
one.
There's no press. No one's watching.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's
Yeah.
when you really know who you are.
Yeah.
When you get up there, there's no, like the coach is probably back a little bit. You got your little run by yourself and shit. You figure out a lot. You figure out a lot, man. You start to figure out a lot of fucking problems up there by yourself.
Yeah. So to answer your question, I don't think there is a greatest ever because there's different weight classes.
You're right.
Khabib definitely is in the conversation. He's the only like a really elite guy to retire undefeated.
That's a nasty motherfucker.
Oh, he
dude.
was so good, dude.
Dude, there's something about looking at that motherfucker. Like, I love these guys who you can look in their eyes, you can tell something ain't right.
Hard as nails.
You can tell something's fucking right.
Hard
something
as
ain't right.
nails.
And that's in a good way. Something
Yeah.
ain't right.
The way when he fought Conor McGregor and they were booing him at the weigh-ins,
Oh.
and he goes, "I'm gonna smash your boy." You should play that interview. Play that interview because when I'm talking to him, and they're all booing and she's like, they're all Conor McGregor fans. They flew in from Ireland. I mean, this is a big fight. And he's like, "I'm gonna smash your boy. Alhamdulillah, I'm gonna smash your boy." Play this. Look at them booing him.
Khabib, what does this fight mean to you to defend your title tomorrow
It's
night
so
against Conor
loud there.
McGregor?
That's why I'm screaming. It's so loud.
First of all, I want to say Alhamdulillah. God gave me everything. Alhamdulillah. I know you got this. Don't like this. Alhamdulillah. Tomorrow night, I'm going to smash your boy, guys. I'm going to smash your boy. And I want to say thank you, all Irish fans, all fans around the world. Because of you guys, this fight is happening. Thank you, guys. And tomorrow night, inshallah, and still.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. The champion, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all.
I'm
We'll see you
gonna
all tomorrow night.
smash your boy.
Jesus, dude.
And that's what he did. He was on top of him, pounding him, going, "Let's talk now." Because Conor
He was
talked,
saying it during the fight?
Play that. He's on top of
Shut
him,
the
punching
fuck
him
up.
in the face, goes, "Let's talk now." Beating the fuck out of him.
That's some next level
Let's
fucking
talk
shit,
now.
man.
Let's talk now. And Conor was like, "Hey, look at this." We're talking.
Let's talk now.
Let's talk now. Let's talk. Let's talk now.
Oh my God.
Stop.
Conor saying it's only business, and Khabib says, "You tired? Let's talk."
Jesus, dude. He brought that shit to another level, man.
Yeah, well, he used that as fuel.
He took no fucking mental aid stations in that training camp.
No. He was a bad motherfucker. And then when his father died, he told his mother he was going to fight one more time, and that's it. And so he's in his prime still. Right now, he's in his physical prime. And he's like,
So
he
you
told
don't
his
think-
mom he's done.
He's not coming back, you don't think?
Well, his protege is Islam Makhachev, who's
Yeah.
now the new UFC lightweight champion, and Islam is as good as him, in that same realm.
Wow.
I mean, it remains to be seen whether or not Islam can have a reign the way he did, but he just beat Charles Oliveira, who's one of the best ever, and he just ran through him to win the title.
That's a bad dude, too, man.
Oliveira's
Charles
a
is-
bad motherfucker, and Oliveira's an interesting case too because
shit is
Oliveira
slick.
used to be kind of a quitter.
Yeah, I know.
He kind of fell apart in many fights early in his career, and then he had the birth of his daughter, and then changed
That
his
do it.
fucking entire life. Changed the way he fought, changed his mentality, changed his discipline and his focus, and then became this motherfucker who just
How old is
dominating
he?
everybody.
How old is he?
Oliveira, I believe he's 33. See, find out if that's accurate.
So there's some old fighters right now who are still kicking ass.
Yes, Jan Blachowicz, Glover Teixeira just lost the light heavyweight title at 42. He won it at 42 and then lost it to Yuri Prochazka in a very, very close fight. Yeah, he's 33. Oliveira is 33.
You know what's funny about that, man? I see these older guys who are still fucking grinding hard. People ask about father time.
Yeah.
Father time doesn't get you, man. It's father fatigue. It's father fatigue, man. Like I see these guys who have been in sports for a long time, fighting of basketball, football, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's that grind. It's that everyday waking up grind. It's not father time, man. It's the fact that I gotta go do it again.
Yes.
I gotta do it again. So a lot of these guys are fighting father fatigue, and they're doing a good job of doing it.
I think there's many factors. There's father fatigue, there's father enthusiasm.
That's right.
But then there's also injuries. So many of these guys are fighting with fucked up backs and fucked up knees and fucked up elbows and fucked up hands. And you don't know that when you see them because they look jacked and they look ripped.
Right.
In their head, they know I got to be careful if I move to the side on my right side because my knee's fucked.
I know all about that.
I got to be careful if I get kicked in the legs because this is fucked.
That's real shit.
Yeah. And there's a lot of guys that also they've taken too many shots and they can't take a punch anymore.
Right.
That happens to guys.
Yeah.
And then you see they get dinged once and they get wobbly where.
So what the fuck happens with that, man? I started seeing guys who fucking been getting hit a lot.
Yeah.
They can't take a hit anymore, man. Like they'll fucking go out quick.
There's a lot of speculation. And one of the things they say is that they believe that at a certain point in time, your brain tries to protect you from the punishment and just shut off. Like that your body realizes like this dude is too strong mentally. He's too tough and he'll just absorb shots and is just ruining our brain. So when you get hit, your brain is like, check please.
Wow.
And your brain will shut off. And then that's an optimistic perspective.
Got it.
The other less optimistic perspective is that you're destroying your mind and that your mind is simply not resilient anymore and you can't take a shot anymore because you've damaged all the connective tissue that's holding the fucking brain in place, and you've also created so much CTE and so much swelling and so much that one shot can take you out. There's also, on top of that, one of the big problems with MMA is the weight cutting. So the weight cutting is what everybody does. They drain themselves 24 hours before the fight, weigh in, say, oh, he weighs 170 pounds. Like guys like Kamaru Usman, who's giant for 170. He's 170 for like 20 minutes.
How much does he weigh? Like walking
Kamaru,
around the street?
200 pounds. 200 pounds, easy.
So does he come back in the ring about 190, 200?
He's in the 190s for sure.
Damn.
Yeah. Lean as fuck, shredded.
Lean as a motherfucker.
But dehydrated like hell to make 170. He's not ever really 170.
Wow.
He's 170, but like totally sucked up. I mean, also cramping. You know, it's terrible. To do that 24 hours before you have a cage fight is crazy.
It's fucked up.
So those take a toll. So if you're 35, 37, 39, all these guys that have been doing that their whole life, every time you cut that weight, it takes a little chip off the old block. Every time. It's another chop into the tree trunk.
Got it.
It just weakens your foundation. And it's just little minor things. Every training camp you go through, you know, can you do another one? You know, your back is fucked up. You get out of bed like this, like, it's like little micro injuries that are constantly piling up. You know, we were talking about Rickson Gracie earlier. Rickson can't really even roll hard anymore. He's in his 60s, and he's got these injuries all over his back. It's all fucked up. It's like all those years of jiu-jitsu.
That Gracie shit's no joke, though. Them motherfucker, that family.
They changed the world.
The world. This little 160-pound motherfucker, man. This little motherfucker, you can't even see him under some of these fat motherfuckers. Just fucking finger fucking locking you out, man. Motherfucker gets you in a pinky lock, bro. It's like, where is he tapping from? Why is he tapping? I can't even see, Gracie. Got motherfucker in a pinky lock. This shit was nasty, dude.
They taught the world jiu-jitsu. The world didn't know. Jiu-jitsu is the only martial art that people ever experienced that did what was advertised.
Right.
And what was advertised was that a small, skillful person could beat a larger, stronger opponent who didn't know the techniques.
Well, he proved it.
Royce Gracie proved it in the UFC. And he changed martial arts forever. And that family's probably the most consequential, the most important, significant family in the history of martial arts. The Gracie family changed martial arts worldwide.
It's funny, man. About there's so many people out here who are very successful, and they talk about, super money, great family, all that shit. They talk about that they're missing something, that there's something in their life that they're missing, and they talk to me about that shit. And I mentioned the Gracies. It seemed like they had this. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about nothing, man. They're like grassroots motherfucker. And that's what I always tell people that they're missing, is that they're missing that desire. Like those guys had a passion and a fucking obsession. That's the word.
Yeah, obsession.
Obsession.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, man, those motherfuckers don't have those conversations. I feel like I'm missing something.
Right.
They're not missing shit, dude. No, they got it figured out, man.
Well, Hickson in particular, because Hickson was Hoyce's older brother, who was, everybody says, is the greatest of all time.
Really?
From that era. Yeah. He was, there has never been a time, other than today, there's a time right now with Gordon Ryan, which is very rare. It's very rare where someone comes along and everybody says, this is the baddest motherfucker alive, no ifs, ands, or questions about. And back then, when Hickson was in his prime,
right.
You ask any black belt anywhere in the world, they're like, Hickson's the man. Hickson is the man. And he was a yogi. He did all this crazy breath work that he would do. He figured out the physical as well as the mental, far beyond where everybody else was willing to travel. And there's a great documentary if people are interested in Hickson Gracie called Choke. Hickson's been on the podcast a couple of times. But there's a great documentary called Choke that followed him when he was in his prime in the 1990s competing in Japan. And one of the things he does in that documentary, he gets in a frozen glacial river and he just sits down. He's meditating in this river up to his neck. This fucking 30-degree water just washing over him. He's just
beyond talent, bro.
And he's like, "Thank you, my lord. Thank you, my lord." And he's just like taking it all in. It's beyond talent.
That's badass.
There's so much involved. There's talent, there's discipline, there's the mind, focus, and there's also the brilliance of his ability to interpret and understand technique.
Right.
There's so many things.
That's badass.
And this is the case with Gordon Ryan today, who's arguably the greatest of all time. And Gordon is a lot bigger than everybody that was, like Hickson was at his prime was about 200 pounds. Gordon's like 240. And, Gordon is utilizing modern training methods and 365 days a year he trains. Doesn't take any days off. This is Hickson in the frozen glacial river. And that's his brother Hoyler, who's also one of the greats. I mean, that's that Gracie family, man. Whew. Never been a family like it. Never been a family like it in martial arts. You just have like
never will be
army of killers.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean, look at him.
There's your
See
snorkel.
With the snorkel?
Yep.
That's what he likes to do, is to get under that water. And he does that with the cold plunge, too.
What's crazy that so many people would never understand that kind of discipline or that kind of human being that wants to go to the stratosphere.
Yeah.
They'll always be misunderstood, man.
Always.
You can't even, that's why a lot of times when I talk to people, I can't have a conversation with a lot of people, man, because you're going to walk away like,
why do you do it, David?
Right.
Why don't you just take a break?
Yeah.
You deserve a
That's
break.
It.
David, take a nap.
That's it.
Did you ever have a piece of pie?
Why don't you put your feet up?
Yeah.
Why don't you put your feet
rest
up?
a little? You think one day you'll get fat?
That's it.
You should let yourself get fat.
Dude, you're being funny as fuck, but it's the truest of all fucking statements.
Yeah. Dude, I don't do nearly as much as you, and I get it.
Dude, right. I'm like, you would never understand. That's why we'll never talk.
Yeah.
You'll never get it. So that's why I don't have this conversation with people, man.
Those are brutal conversations with people that are like, what? I don't understand what your motivation is.
That's
what
why.
What are you chasing?
I haven't been on a podcast in 4 years. Yes,
what are you, insecure?
Where are you running from?
Where are you running from, David? Where are you going? You can get there faster in a car.
Oh, I get that a lot. That's the one I get a lot. I get that a lot. And they're joking. I'm like, and I don't find this shit funny. I'm like, you motherfuckers, man.
It's so dumb.
It's dumb as fuck, man.
But whenever you're someone who's that wild and that far beyond where most people are willing to go, you're gonna run into normies.
Well, it's like motherfuckers going to the circuit breaker, man, and they just go in there and start rewiring their brain. They go in and say, like that motherfucker right there with the snorkel and shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, man. I got to put this over here.
Yeah.
This circuit needs to be there. That needs to be there. You're totally rewiring how the whole brain works to not feel sorry for yourself, to ignore pain, to ignore discomfort, to push your place, to push your mind place that people don't even fucking want to talk about. They can't fathom.
And it's what you talk about with knowledge.
Yep.
That's what it is. This is knowledge. It's understanding of those feelings.
That's it.
And the only way you understand that those feelings are rare. They don't come up all the time, all day long. You wouldn't be able to deal with them.
Right.
So most people don't know what to do with those feelings. They're not around them enough. But you're around them constantly.
That's right.
Hickson was around them constantly.
Yeah.
It's like get in those and then you learn about them. You get a map of the territory.
That's it. You get a blueprint.
Yeah.
And the second they surface, when you're fucking getting choked out, I've seen so many. See, I love watching fights, man. Because I see them, and I start to say, okay, you're in a bad situation, man. And I see a couple guys getting ready to fucking tap.
Yeah.
And that 1 second decision, I call it, they're thinking, man, I got to tap. And like, and you see the hand motion, like I'm about to tap, and it goes somewhere else. Not today, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I've been here. I've been here before. I can last maybe just one more second, and this 1 second may get me out of this shit. And I see how the mind is evolving in that one moment, that one quick moment. I see that a million thoughts went through their fucking mind, and it didn't tap.
I'm going to show you an example of that. Brian Ortega versus Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski almost gets tapped out. Volkanovski is the next guy to fight Islam Makhachev. And Islam Makhachev is Khabib's protege.
That's a bad boy.
Alexander Volkanovski is the 145-pound champion. He's going up to 155 to try to fight Makhachev and win the title at that weight. So he fights this guy, Brian Ortega, who is a student of Huron and Henner Gracie.
Got it.
So he's an elite black belt. And he gets Brian Ortega, gets Volkanovski in this guillotine choke, a mounted guillotine choke, which is the nastiest shit ever. And this guy is a fucking strangulation expert, and Volkanovski is stuck.
Here he is.
Give me some volume. Give me some volume here.
Oh my goodness, mounted guillotine by Ortega. He might go to sleep.
Here's his mind.
The grip is breaking.
And he got out.
See?
And he got out. He was so close. You hear Paul Felder saying he might go to sleep.
He's going back guillotine.
So he almost catches him here now in a Darce. And Volkanovski winds up on top.
That's so badass.
And when he gets on top, he just starts hammering him. I mean, this fight is one of the best examples. You want to watch this fight, you want to talk about will and warrior spirit. This is one of the best fights ever for both guys. Because Ortega, like, going into the fourth round, you're like, how is this motherfucker surviving? And then he comes out in the fifth round, guns blazing.
See?
Both these guys just drained the fucking gas tank in this fight. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing fight.
Now, what he should have did after that, he should have gone home and wrote that shit out. Because in that moment, if he could even think about it, the knowledge he gained in that moment, priceless.
Right. What was happening when you almost tapped?
And I'm not talking about this surface conversation. That's beautiful to me. I study that shit so much. You were in a horrible situation. I know you were like, I got to tap, I got to tap, I got to tap. But if you break that down, really break it down to the smallest molecule possible, your mind went through so many things that allowed you to not tap. Yeah. You got to study that, man. That right there is so much. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beauty right there at work.
Yeah,
beauty at work.
It is, because for that man, I mean, Volkanovski, he walked out of there with his fucking belt, with the victory, the cheers, the roars, the crowd, goes back home. He fucking did it.
It's amazing.
But he almost didn't.
See?
He got to the door of death.
See? It's that 1 second decision.
Yes.
That 1 second decision I talk about in this motherfucker right here. You get there and you want to quit and you don't.
Yeah.
And you end up fucking getting through it, man.
Well, that's the thing, is like your book can give people, even if they don't get a map of the territory, they're getting directions.
Right.
You want to go to I-95.
That's right.
Go about 10 miles down.
That's right.
When you see Woodland Hills Road, take a right. You're giving them, you might not be giving them a map, because I think the map has to be acquired personally.
100%.
But you're giving them directions.
That's it.
You're saying, this is how I got through. This is how I developed my map.
People want to hand it to them. I can't hand it to you.
You can't, but you can give them something.
Oh, yeah.
And when I texted you, I was in the middle of the book. I was like, I could run through a fucking wall right now. Because that's what it feels like.
I love that.
There's something about the way you describe things and the way you're so honest and so personal about it, especially the audio version of it. And then when you do the podcast. So the way the audio is a special treat because it's the book, and then with each individual chapter, you have a small podcast where you and your co-writer break down what it was like for you and what was happening,
right,
and what you were feeling and it allows you to do it in an unscripted way, so you could really, and you're so honest about it. It just gives you an understanding of that this discomfort is unavoidable.
Right.
And that trying to avoid discomfort just brings you more discomfort.
Right.
And you don't realize it. It just brings you this long-term dull discomfort.
That's it.
As opposed to the searing pain of like mid-struggle discomfort,
right,
which is what everybody's trying to avoid.
Everybody.
But you're still going to get discomfort. You're just going to get this I coulda, shoulda, woulda been discomfort, which is maybe worse.
You're right.
It might be worse.
It just makes it a little easier. That's all. That's all the repetitions do, man. It doesn't take away the pain. It doesn't take away the suffering.
No.
You just studied it. You know it. You know how it feels.
Yeah.
You know when to breathe, when not to breathe. You know all these different things. You've been there. You visited. You've lived there for a long period of time. And that's why I like this book so much, is because Can't Hurt Me was like a bachelor's degree. It was like the surface level of David Goggins and some things that can help you out. This, to me, is a master's degree. This book right here takes you to another level of the mind and how you think. And that's why I say this ain't no fucking self-help book. This is a what the fuck are you doing with your life book.
Yeah.
And that's why that's so important. What are you doing with your life, man? Why are you sitting around? Why are you waiting for shit to happen? It ain't gonna happen like that. Why are you feeling sorry for yourself? Why are you waiting for that fucking apology that's never gonna fucking come? People sit around waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and blaming and blaming, and they're waiting with a hand out.
Yeah.
COVID happened, and everybody's hands out now. Hands out.
And you see how it changed sort of the tone of the country.
It did.
And it made people feel entitled, like they deserve something.
Yep. That's right. You don't deserve shit. You don't deserve shit. And that's the one thing that I knew and I
here's
found
the worst part. If they give you shit, you're going to be even more miserable.
Oh. That's a true statement.
Isn't it a true statement?
It's a true statement.
Everybody
man.
wants the government to come along and help them.
It's a true statement.
Someone to come along and give you things.
Yep.
I should get things. You should redistribute wealth. You're not going to be happy.
Nope, you're not.
You got to go get it.
No, you're going to always wonder, well, I have all this fucking money. Why do I feel like I said, I feel like I'm missing something?
Right.
Because you didn't go out and achieve it on your own.
It's like a man who inherited money.
That's it.
They're always missing something.
Big time.
There's something wrong with them.
Someone gift wrapped you some shit.
Yeah.
And now you're just a bitch.
Now you're like a half a man.
That's it.
You look like a man, but you're like one of them Easter bunny candy things. You know those chocolate Easter bunnies?
That's it.
You try to bite into it.
I used to fuck them shits up. I used to fuck them shits up now 300.
Yeah. Well, I loved them when they were solid. When you got a solid one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at this.
A lot more calories, a lot more snacks in that bitch.
Yeah, that's a solid Easter bunny.
That's
but when you
big
bite into one, it just destroy.
Fuck up your teeth.
Shit. This is a fucking hollow one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, a lot of people are hollow Easter bunnies.
A lot of people are hollow inside too.
Yeah. But you don't have to be.
No.
This is the beautiful thing of your story is that you started out fucked up and sad and couldn't do anything, and you transformed yourself. So people don't think like this guy's just always been hard from the cradle to the grave. Like you turned yourself into this, which is the real. That's the story that gives people hope. You can truly develop otherworldly discipline.
Right.
It's possible to develop otherworldly mental strength.
Well, we change everything. We change our car. We change our house. Sometimes we change our wife or husband. We change our underwear. We change everything in our lives. Change our hair. Change how we look. Change everything. But very few of us change how we think. And that's the one problem with a lot of people. They're not willing to change how they think. You're not going to evolve if you continue thinking the same fucking way. So a lot of people have a problem with that. So I'm always trying to evolve in some way. I'm never wearing the same underwear every day. I'm always changing that bitch.
Never Finished. It's out right now, ladies and gentlemen. I can't recommend it enough. It's a fucking fantastic book. As good, if not better, than Can't Hurt Me. You're the man, brother.
Appreciate
You very much.
Thank you, Joe.
All right. Bye, everybody.